Blam, blam, hello everyone, and welcome back to the Chocolatiers. It has only been so long. Oh Lord, it has been a while, but we're back and we're ready to roll some dice and play make believe and imagine fun and silly things. It's like improv, but with hard pieces of plastic and metal, which, as we know, improves most activities, I believe. So anyways, my name is Dom. I'm the Dungeon Master. Welcome to our hilarious show. Let us go ahead and run through everyone right now. I feel like we're getting a quick glimpse behind the curtain over here with some technical difficulties that's causing two of our members to be in the same region.
Oh, that was terrifying.
Immediate cringing. Oh boy, I just realized I don't have the stream open. Are they in separate?
Yeah, so
Yeah,
they
are.
We have our own windows, but
That's hilarious.
But you could share. You can lean into each other's windows. Amazing. So that just means that the in-person dialogue is going to be fantastic.
it probably just means it's going to be more whack than usual.
Oh. Spectacular. Let's go ahead and introduce everyone before we get started with rolling some of this dice. Brynjael, why don't you go ahead and kick us off?
Hello, everyone. My name is Alishiera. I play Brynjael the Irradiant as a half-dragon paladin.
Lovely. Eminence.
Hi, I'm Nicole. I play Eminence. She is a tiefling warlock, the little sister of Oriana, and basically Draco Malfoy and Regina George, a purple person.
In one. Fantastic. Oriana, the sister.
A purple person. Hi, I am Maleficent. I play Oriana, who is a tiefling cleric, who I personally feel is a little bit less of a disaster than Eminence.
But more of a bitch.
But more of a bitch. I think they view each other the opposite way around, though.
Sure.
Excellent. And beside you, in the order, and also beside you in person, Aery.
Hi, yes, I'm Jimmy O'Cat, and I play Aery, who is like full-on 100% disaster, but he's cute, so that's what really matters.
Defining character traits on his tombstone: disaster, but was cute. Eredan.
Hey everyone, I'm SirJoustALot. I play Eredan. He is an elvish bard who is notionally on the run.
Well, we'll have to hope that he catches or runs from. We'll see. Natalie.
Hello, I am Natalie. I just really like to stretch. I'm a good barbarian. Awful.
Hi, tall barbarian.
Maybe we should do our introductions in character. Hi, I'm Natalie.
Hello.
I mean, look, I'm down. Basically, exactly the same thing that I said.
Yeah, you are Natalie.
Shall we? Let's give it another go. Natalie. Hi. Hello.
Hi, I'm Natalie. Don't like boys. I'm a half orc.
Oh god.
I cast cleave with my axe.
Exactly.
My spell focus is my fist.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. I'm glad we've got all of that out of the way. Let's go ahead and hop back in. We spent enough time dilly-dallying. It's only been however long since last we've met on this stream. The party, the Chocolatiers, Team I, as they were called, arrived in Valetaire a number of days ago. Their job was to investigate a statue that appeared in the Forest of Statues, a duplicate of the king of Valetaire. And upon arriving, they found themselves some lodging at the Golden Tankard, met a wonderful dwarf named Ascat, who's been trying to take care of them, made their way down into the forest and found and saw this statue for themselves and realized they hadn't actually seen the king in person or in painting which made it really hard to try to figure out whether or not that was actually him. However, the next day they went back to town, and on their way back, they encountered some sort of large tree creature, which seemed intent on attacking them, so the parties dispatched it. And the next day they went to the central castle, the central keep of Valetair, to try to request an audience with the king, but were told that he was very ill and would not get a chance to see him. So instead, they spoke with Silence, which was riveting, and then had lunch, meeting El Romior and Naladri, at which time they got a lore dump and decided to invite them to dinner, and shortly thereafter were escorted out of the central keep of Valetair. So that is where we will pick up with the 6 of you. It is about 2 in the afternoon. The spring air is just starting to warm up. It's just past that central apex of the sky, so the shadows are starting to lengthen a little bit more. You are just outside of the central keep of Valetair, and you have the whole day in front of you before dinner later in the evening. What would you like to do?
I think we were going to go find coffee liqueur because we learned that Silence really likes coffee, and the plan was to try and get him drunk. So I think we were getting a couple of bottles, like one as a gift for him, then one to crack open to make. I think Aery mentioned espresso martinis. Maybe
to get him drunk and get him to hook up with Eminence.
Yeah. Yeah. We were like, oh, yeah, we can get more information. Oh, Aery's so clever, we can get the information. And Aery's like, yes, that's exactly what my plan is.
Aery's just wingmanning me.
Yeah.
Any talking that Silence happens to do is secondary to the true plot.
the true narrative, the purpose that NPC exists. So what's the plan? What are you guys doing?
I think going towards like the fancier part of town, I think was where we said, like, we assumed to get coffee liqueur because it would kind of be a specialty item. We thought that would be like the better place to, like, food markets, or like either food markets or higher class part of the city.
Yeah, so
they're back to where we found the chocolate stand originally, because he was selling some fancy artisanal chocolate. I feel like that kind of
so that would be our starting point, that kind of area, and then we can always go to the fancier area from there.
Yeah. So there are a couple of choices that you guys have, as you've mentioned. There are food markets all across Valetair that sort of cater towards the local populace. In the center of town, most of the markets are more based on trying to assist and serve the needs of the central keep of Valetair. So there are some places that are like super fine artisanal single serving restaurants, but there are also places that do like bulk food to try to feed the military force that is kept within the keep as well. So it really could go either way in your current location. You could head further south and try to find some markets that would cater towards the woodworkers and the merchant district down on the south end of town. But you do also remember that on the north end of town where you came in, there are many different unique and variety shops specifically to cater to travelers. And you probably get the impression that it's like the moment you get through security in the airport and you look at a shop and you're like, ooh, all of this looks nice. And then you look at the price tag and you're like, that's why. You get the sense that it's kind of like that. But there is a wide variety of different customers that I think they cater towards. So you have some different choices in where you could go. And then of course there's the Noble District where the Golden Tankard is. And you can try to find like an upscale place.
They just have a bottle there.
Yeah, you just like, mate, chuck a Yui, take us a bottle away.
Yeah, so there's a Bottle-O, there's a Bevmo right next to it. All the good stuff.
6 undies and Coke, mate.
Well, if we're not too far from like where the chocolate shop was, because he was making more 95% for Bryn, that it's been a couple of days now, that would be ready for her to pick up.
Hmm.
And then we can maybe ask him if he knows of an area that sells boutique alcohol.
Yeah. So there is definitely, he is up towards the north end of town. He's probably maybe a 20-minute brisk walk away to actually get towards that district. Hello, everyone. And you can head over in that direction and try to meet back up with him. Is that the plan? Is that what we're doing?
Yeah, I think so. If we don't really have we're not that familiar with the city, so that potentially is going to be at least a starting point to ask.
Yeah.
I think Eminence
Sure.
is back there as well. So
Yeah.
Awesome. The six of you quickly head up throughout town, making your way back over towards this chocolate. I believe it was a cart.
Yes.
The salesman had a large cart, and as you sort of turn back towards the end of town, getting closer towards the wide wooden gates that are currently open to the large cobblestone street, you can see a whole bunch of different people selling just about everything you can imagine. Fine and different clothes, spices, unique foods, meats, and you are able to once again pick out the small iron cart which the chocolate salesman was stationed at. I don't remember was his accent. Was his accent Indian by any chance? I feel like I wrote it down at some point and I don't remember.
I have a feeling he was like broad Australian.
Yeah, I think this was the guy that...
Oh yeah, this guy.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, he's just hollering out at every single horse that comes by. Chocolate! Get your chocolate!
I guess Bryn will walk up to the cart. Hello again. How are you?
Oh, good afternoon. Welcome back. It's good to see you again. Here to stock back up.
Yes, you said that you were going to be organizing some very high cocoa percentage chocolate for me.
Yes, and I've got that ready right down here. And he kind of goes down underneath the cart and opens up the side. And once again, you can see what looks like the interior of an oven, and in the center of which there is still, once again, that small, like softball-sized cage. And inside of it, you can see that sort of like little fire elemental, just like,
hello again.
And he just kind of reaches in and is like, hey, he's good, he's happy to see you, and pulls out a large tray of what just looks like this dark, like this deep brown tray. And it's not even cracked, it's not even broken. He says, I was just keeping it in here to make sure that it was nice and warm when you would arrive. Would you like me to break it up, slice into pieces? I can roll it into like a bowl. What's your preferred?
Box would be very handy. I mean, for travel, I don't want it to be in too big a piece.
Right, and he pulls out sort of like a small knife and just kind of flips it up into the air, and then whoosh, catches it down and just does like a couple of quick cuts. That someone who has spent way too much time practicing that one maneuver can do. And you now have rows and rows of these dark chocolate cuts, and of course a sample if you'd like. And he picks one of the pieces off, and you can see that the edges are still like just a little bit melty on the fingers as he offers it out.
She would take it, and yeah. I'm assuming it is delicious. I mean, she's expecting it to be quite bitter, but
let's roll a d20 and find out. It is exceptionally good. It is dark and rich with the whole depth of palate that you would expect. Faint note of citrus in the back, but it is quite tasty.
You've really outdone yourself with this particular batch. It tastes like almost there was a little bit extra in the fermentation process before you process the beans.
Right, well, it was a bit of a struggle to try to work through the beans so quickly to get them ready for you, but I'm glad that you enjoy. And of course, it's been so long since we've played. Did you already pay?
No, I was going to say this. She hasn't paid for this. He said pay for it when, like, on pickup.
When it's ready, yeah.
Oh, I think she paid half because it was like a special order, and then she had to pay for half. I don't remember how much the first half was.
It's been a minute. Let's call it 2 gold. That sounds fair.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Somebody's going to be going through the VODs for this, like, it wasn't 2 gold.
Give me like a week.
Right, well, here's the rest as you would like. And he pulls out sort of like a wax paper napkin and just slowly starts stacking all of them up. And you've still got your cooler, right?
I actually did not purchase one of those. I did not expect it to be lasting that long. And of course, being dark chocolate, it has a higher melting temperature. It's a little bit less delicate than a milk chocolate.
Yes, well, it's still coming fresh out of the oven, so I just want to make sure we don't get any messes on our clothes. And you can see that he's wearing an apron that just has like different brown smudges and streaks.
From beside you, Eminence would like to be like, "Oh, I can help with that," and pull out her little cooler box that she bought last time. Kind of pull it out, and it's full of white chocolate with raspberry pieces, and she'll just like eat some of them to make room. And offer it to Brynjael.
Oh, that's so kind of Eminence. Thank you so much. And I guess Bryn will put it in her little cooler.
Yeah, you load up. You now have a micro cooler of dark chocolate. Right, well, that's fantastic. Let me know if you would like any more. I'd be happy to brew some up for you. Of course, it is a bit of a challenge to try to get the rush job working, but it's exciting.
Yes, well, I was actually going to ask as well, did you happen to stock anything that had coffee beans in it?
Coffee beans. Coffee beans don't really sell quite that well with the chocolate that I try to go for. I'm really looking for more of the sweeter markets with my particular tray. If you would like, there is a coffee salesman across the way, Sheen. He can help you out if you're looking for individual beans or ground. He keeps a well-stocked cart.
Ooh, do you know anywhere in the city as well, if you were looking for specialty alcohols, potentially with coffee in them as well, but a finer establishment selling more boutique, harder to find alcoholic beverages?
Right. Well, for more... what kind of price range are we talking?
Oh, any.
Any. All right. Well, there's the Swill. That's down on the south
maybe more
end of town.
Expensive alcohols.
All right.
That the Swill might be for a more wide range of demographics. We're looking for like a little bit fancy.
If you've come home from a long day and you've got a craving, they can help fulfill it.
This is for a gift, and
Oh, right, for a gift. All right.
Hopefully something, quite nice. Not anything labeled Swill.
a gift for a man with expensive taste.
The name is a bit deceptive, but it's quite fun. I highly recommend it on Saturday nights. Anyways, there is the decanter. The decanter is over sort of in the noble area of town. They cater towards their district, and they do a remarkably good job. See, the funny thing about nobles is they all think they've got unique and different tastes, but they kind of don't. So you just stock up on what they think is good, and you're usually pretty good. That's why I've got this one down here, and he kind of motions back down to the bottom of the cart, and you can see there's like another compartment that he just hasn't opened up. I'll tell this one it's a rare bean from up north, but it's not. They just like to think it is.
Ah, yes. So the decanter. So for a gift, you would recommend the decanter, though?
Right. Yeah. They've got just about everything. There might be a little more on the pricey side, but they can help you out just right.
Well, I think that's a good starting point for us at least. And Bryn will turn to Eminence and see gauge Eminence's reaction, because she's there next to, if she's looking happy with the decision of the pricey noble area bottle shop.
Yes, sounds like a plan to me.
Well, thank you so much again. We'll surely stop by before we leave town to get some more chocolate for the way.
Yeah, just let me know if you're looking for anything more dark or special, just so I have the time to make sure it's ready.
I think that I should be fine, because this is she got a few blocks, didn't she? Because she
yeah. So you got I would probably say you got about 6 Hershey's bar sized blocks.
Okay, cool.
6 nondescript chocolate brand.
Rectangular blocks of chocolate.
Yes. Yeah. What's the plan?
All right, I guess we'll head towards the Noble District. Bryn will kind of like turn to everyone and be like, fancy alcohol shop? That sounds like, I mean, we could just have a browse for ourselves as well. It sounds quite fun.
Yeah, I think we should spend, like the whole episode shopping again, probably.
Shopping
that's what
episode
everyone
number
tunes in
2.
for.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bryn is going to turn to Natalie, though, as well, and be like, I think that we really should go and check out the Swill at some point, though. They, like, how we were talking about a fighting ring at some point? I feel like if there's anywhere that's going to have one, it, like, maybe is the Swill.
You think maybe... That's a really good point. What if they'll also stock flasks? I feel like that could be a little bit of a fun adventure item there, too.
What day is it as well, DM?
I'll say it's like Thursday.
Well, if we're
The
still
equivalent
here,
of Thursday.
if we're still here for a couple of days, he said Saturday nights are the night to go.
Let's do it. On Saturday.
If we're here Saturday.
We're here Saturday.
Well, let's go look at that fancy alcohol real fast. Okay.
Yeah, beeline to the alcohol shop.
And now we're
Okay,
here.
yeah. So you and now we're here. Would that it were that easy. As the 6 of you are making your way back into town, Natalie, you feel a pull on your arm. And you look over, you see what looks to be a human, probably young, like mid-20s. He's got sort of this long black hair with a ponytail in the back. He's wearing like a white shirt with like a brown leather vest. And he has a top hat on. He says, "Oh, come on over here. Just give us a try. Just one go."
Like, I'd imagine she's kind of reacting like how I do when someone tries to grab me to do something when I'm walking through a street. Looking at your friends like, help?
I tell you what, your first swing is on the house. Don't even worry about it. Prize, 20 gold.
Never trust anyone in a top hat.
What am I doing, though?
You're swinging a hammer. Look at these muscles.
I'm aware. I grew them myself.
Come on, right over here. And he continues to like tug your arm.
You can do it, Natalie.
She'll like go with him, but kind of is just like, but what is it? I'm not sure. But yeah, she's like going with him.
Yeah. He doesn't walk that far. He only goes about 10 feet over, and you can see that sort of at the end of this area, it almost looks like there's been a makeshift carnival. And there is one of those like long pillars with a metal rail at the top and a bell. And it has different markings. That's like kobold, goblin, human, half orc, and then it just goes up the tiers. And the one at the top is like dragon.
Huh, neat.
He's like, well, you've got a lot of muscles. You look like you can hit half orc pretty easy. Yeah, I think we'll give you this one. And he kind of reaches over and grabs a hammer and hands it to you. This is our 20-pound. This is our middle strength hammer, our medium strength hammer. I'm quite convinced you can hit the bell on this one, but I just want to see whether or not you've got enough momentum to send it off the top.
Okay. Interesting. She'll apparently do what I just did and just crack her fingers.
Yeah. You can see that there are a couple of other sort of like carnival workers. There's like a row of metal milk tins that are stacked up, and you can see a guy with a mohawk, his kind of arms folded, eyes narrowed as he's watching this. A couple of kids are standing there just like eating candies, and people are coming and going, and you can see that a couple of people are stopping, seeing this commotion that the guy is trying to deliberately cause. All right, let's give us a swing, see how strong you are.
I'll give it a go. Now.
Yeah.
For my ability. If it's a strength check, it would be, even if it was athletics, that would still be a strength check, right? Because it's a strength ability, strength skill.
So athletics is a strength skill. A straight strength check is just like raw strength.
Basically, I'm trying to ask, should I rage before I do it? Or, like, you know what I mean? Like, because I get advantage on strength checks, so I'm like, should I rage? Like...
So it specifically says strength checks, so yes, you would have advantage on this.
Okay, cool. She'll do like a, I don't know, I guess she'll like drag it over, but like kind of bring it right to the ground to make sure that you get like enough momentum when you bring it back over.
Yeah, so it's like back.
Yeah. And then she'll attempt to hit it. Once she does a little bit of like a kind of, like building it up. I can't think of what that's called.
Are you hyping yourself up? Are you raging?
I'm hyping myself up to the point of raging.
Okay, go ahead and mark off a rage.
A 4. Fine. Ooh, and that's strength, so that would be 20.
22. So with a 22, you take the hammer back, step back, and the rest of you watch as she just slams it down, and you can swear you can hear as the hammer like cuts through the air, and the bell doesn't even slow down. The little metal riser just hits the top, and the guy, oh, that's a good swing. Didn't quite knock it off, but scared me there. Oh, well, you think you're ready for the big swinger then? And he kind of steps back and reaches out his arm behind him. And you can see behind him is what looks to be a great hammer. Just this massive, solid sledge of solid metal.
Okay.
If you can hit the bell with this old Bess, that's 20 gold to you and your party.
All right. Sure.
And you can see a couple. The bell ringing has.
Sorry, is it costing us money for her to do this?
Jimmy, if somehow
He hasn't asked. How did you? I guess the internet came back on your computer.
Yeah, that's okay.
Oh boy.
Just give us a second.
Can you remote disconnect?
I think if you log on and log off.
Yeah, I think if you answer the call on your phone, then hang up, it'll...
Bye. No more Jimmy.
Amazing. No duplicates.
Okay, so what I was asking before that happened was, is Natalie paying to do these swings? Like, is it...
He hasn't asked for money.
20 gold if you do this, was that she was going to win 20 gold, or she was paying 20 gold for the opportunity to play?
He seemed to imply that if you could hit the bell at the top, he would pay you 20 gold.
Right, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Just as like I don't want to do this overly obvious, but I do kind of want to like have a look at the weapon before I pick it up, kind of like anticipating that, it's a pretty good deal. Like, he obviously can see that I'm pretty strong.
Mm-hmm.
It seems weird that he's betting that much without I just want to look at the weapon and see, like, maybe is it, like, improperly angled or, like, slightly off or, like, metaled in any way that's going to impact it.
Make an insight check.
Okay. Don't know that I'm really good at that, but that's okay. It's 14.
14. It just appears to be like a solid iron block, like just big, large wooden handle coming out of the end of it. It looks like it's pretty heavy.
Can Bryn insight check the man?
Yeah. As you're kind of like looking at it, sort of weighing it up in your hands, trying to see whether or not it's balanced, the man is kind of calling out to the crowd, "Come one, come all, try your luck, try your strength. Do you have the muscle to send this bell to the top? This lovely lady does, and she will be rewarded handsomely for it, but all of the rest of you can have a chance to prove your worth."
So she rolled 19, so altogether that's 25 on the inside check.
Okay, yeah. You get the sense that it's kind of slowing down in the afternoon for this sort of little carnival area. So this is his shtick. He goes and he picks someone strong and pays them whatever
To then
it may
attract
be,
more people, kind of
to
thing.
attract a crowd.
Okay.
Yeah. So he's barely paying attention to Natalie as she's looking at the hammer. Like the moment she picks up the hammer, he doesn't even care whether or not she hits the bell. He's like calling out to people in the crowd.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
I'd like to imagine that maybe there's like some eye contact between Bryn and Natalie.
Yeah, Bryn's just like, like, you got this.
Okay.
Swing for the stars. Like,
So she'll kind of get like in the same way that she was dragging it before, she'll kind of do it so that like it's like a proper like step and down kind of way.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
similar to what she'd done before, she will she'll kind of like try to give it a bit of like a walk throw to kind of like make it look more effortless, I guess. Like kind of like it's in taking it in stride kind of thing, if that makes sense. As she will
Yeah.
rage
Like a
again
dab
and
at a
attempt to
bowling
hit
alley?
it. Yeah,
Yeah,
kind
yeah.
of, but not
Yeah.
bowling.
So
the
as
other way.
as you actually pick up the hammer and step it back, you realize that you actually have a little bit of trouble picking it up. That
Mm.
it is much heavier than it looks, and it looks very heavy. You get the sense that, gosh, I was going to say pounds. This is probably somewhere around 60 kilos.
Right.
I
That's
was
quite
say
heavy.
we've been conditioned to think in pounds. We can see a lot of your
Yeah, I
media.
know.
Isn't there an actual number for like your strength score versus how much you can carry as like in pounds?
that's like
I have no idea.
encumbrance for like how much you can carry before you're encumbered, or how much you can lift.
Oh, like D&D? I thought you were talking about like I, Dom, as a person, have a strength score of,
Yeah, what's your strength score?
Yeah, Dom, how
of
much do you lift?
bench.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, I do have like I have my weights in my room.
Capacity is your strength score multiplied by no, that's carrying. You can push, drag, or lift a weight in pounds up to twice your carrying capacity or 30. That's huge. What? That doesn't seem right. Anyway, that's just me randomly reading stuff. Anyway, doesn't matter.
Sure.
Not the point.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm struggling. Am I struggling enough to move it at all? Or
Yeah, you can move it. You can pick it up and you could swing it. It's just a large, heavy, great hammer.
I just get the feeling it'd be harder.
Yeah.
To go with.
Yep.
Right.
Mhm.
Well, then I'll do the exact same approach in that I will rage before I attempt to thing. Because,
Awesome.
2 rage burns in like 2 seconds. It's fine. Nothing wrong with that. I have 4.
Recreationally
It's
raging.
like-
Yeah. Raging against the machine.
Okay. That makes it 18.
18 total?
18 total.
Okay. As you pick it up and heft it back to swing it over the top, you feel something inside of the great axe shift. And the entire center of momentum changes, and you glance king off the side, and the great axe poof, hits into the dirt and sand on the side of the road. The bell just goes boom, 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 boom. With an 18, you got up to human.
Okay. Huh.
And the man heard the sound of it sort of like smashing into the ground and turns around and, oh, unfortunate circumstances for the lady. That is a terrible shame. Seems as though with the great hammer, she was unable to hit dragon at the top. Of course, you're free to try again. A single gold is all you need for another swing.
Can I like just like press a gold into his hand and be like, oh, she'll do it again?
Absolutely, of course. And he accepts it happily. Please give it another go.
All right. To kind of like throw her shoulders back, everyone's clearly excited that she's doing it. It's fine. I have
There's
4
like a
rage.
larger group of people. There's probably about 7 or 8 people now that are sort of standing, and they're like, "Yeah, hit it."
Very excited.
The enthusiasm of the crowd.
Can't even live. Anyway, okay, yeah, we're gonna
How
go
many
for it.
logs can you bench?
Can we?
It's natural 20! Hey, it's a
Natural
24.
20. 24. Okay.
That's just straight strength check, right?
Yeah, just straight strength. Awesome. So this time you take it and you anticipate whatever it is inside of this hammer, and you pull it back, slam it down. And as you do, you just muscle through whatever it is inside of the hammer moving. It smashes down the bell, rises up, begins to slow down, passes Ancient Dragon, and then falls down and does not hit the bell. You are just shy of the bell. Couldn't have been more than a couple of centimeters.
Another!
And the gentleman,
I'd like to-
ooh, wonderful
I'd like
attempt.
to be known that Eminence has wandered off and is window shopping. She's lost interest.
Okay.
Fair. I'm gonna like. Yep. Okay, I guess I'll just do it again. However, she's not gonna rage this time because at this point she realizes that she
3
has
rages.
done the best that she can on that last one. So she'll just also 3 rages. So
Yeah.
just in case, can have one in the pocket. And I'll
And
just like
1 more gold.
yeah. She'll kind of like laugh and be like, haha, think this will be the last one. Like trying to signal that maybe she's done her best. And yeah, she'll go again.
Oriana is going to elbow Eredan and be like, Bard, you can do the Bard shit, yeah? Help.
I mean, I can inspire her, but
Yeah.
all right, sure, fine. All right, so
Been nice on a natural 20, but that's fine.
all right, so I pull out my flute and start playing a energetic ditty. And I yell out, "You can do it, Natalie! Give it your all!" So you get an extra d6.
I'm going to assume that Aery did that dance in real life.
Yeah. Aery and Bryn are breaking it down.
Yeah.
Did you get advantage?
That's what I was going to say. Like, advantage from, like, all the teamwork that's happening.
I'll give you advantage on the inspiration die.
What was the inspiration die? I didn't hear.
A d6.
You get.
D6.
Oh, sorry, I tell a lie there. It's a 1d8.
D8. Hey.
Yeah.
Level 6.
Yeah.
Okay. This is 17, so that would make it 21.
21
And
plus
advantage
your
on the D8.
D8, wasn't it? Yeah.
D8.
I rolled a
Yeah.
D6. Sorry.
I missed Australia.
Did you say I have advantage on the inspiration die?
Yeah.
Okay. I got a 4, so I got a 7, so that's
28.
28, yeah.
Yeah. So this time you pull it back, you get ready, you're like, okay, it's gonna shift on the inside, I've got this, and then slam it down, and this time king, hits the bell at the top, and the gentleman looks actively surprised that you hit it, and you can see he looks off and then quickly looks back, and well done! An excellent swing, immaculate form, if I do say so for myself. And of course, and he reaches into a pocket and with a flourish pulls out a small pouch. Your prize, 20 gold for the lady that hit the bell with the hammer. And there's probably about a dozen people at this point just sort of watching, and you can see all of them kind of have their eyes on the pouch, and then he offers it out to you.
She'll like graciously take it, I would imagine. However, she would probably like pretty much immediately give it straight to Aery, who's paid for.
Oh, thank you, but no, you did all the work. This is for you. I'm just so proud of you. Look at my friend. She's so amazing.
Yeah, she's real strong.
I just want to hype the crowd up to like cheer for her.
And she's looking very uncomfortable with the attention.
Fine.
I mean, people are watching specifically you swing this hammer. So as Aery kind of calls out, like, she's so amazing, a couple of you are like, yeah, woo.
Yeah, she's doing that whole like,
cheers,
like the thing where you're like really uncomfortable, so you like put your hand behind your back of your face. Oh my god, I cannot talk.
The back of your face.
Hand behind the back of your neck. Wow. Don't worry, I'm apparently embarrassed.
Yep.
And you know, like just looking really sheepish and whatnot.
Yeah, man.
But otherwise,
at this point, one of the other individuals in the crowd's kind of. Would anyone else like to try a slightly more challenging game? And he kind of motions over to the side where the stacked metal milk tins are. Something that requires more than, and forgive me, ma'am. And he turns and looks to you. Brute force.
Excuse me. What did you just say?
And he motions over towards the small like leather balls and the milk cartons.
I mean, it seems actually kind of a lot more impressive to max out a strength check than throw a ball at little cans that are stacked on top of each other, to be honest.
Yeah, we don't fuck with you and your stupid leathery balls. Get out of here.
Does like Eminence hear the opportunity to like yell at peasants and come back and join everyone?
I've definitely heard the commotion, and I've turned around from whatever like window of dresses I'm looking at, like, oh.
Yeah, so you can see that the crowd has gotten larger. There's probably about a dozen people there now, and Natalie was looking embarrassed and then, I guess, confused by this newcomer to the conversation. And he says, well, then, perhaps if throwing leathery balls is not for you, perhaps try this one. And he motions over towards another one, and you can see that there are like those little milk cartons in a row, and he has like small little metal discs. It's very simple.
Honestly, none of these look very interesting at all to me. They're just like little things. Again, that was like a really heavy hammer that she picked up and maxed. Like she got the bell. She maxed it out. These are just like little things. I don't know. And she's gonna turn to Aery. Aery, do you think that any of them look really interesting or fun to do?
No, I think they all look stupid like this man.
Yeah, I'll come over to stand beside Aery. Can you give us a description of the man?
So this guy has like shaved on the side of his head. He has like a mohawk across the top. He's wearing what is the equivalent of like a Hawaiian floral shirt that is open like one button too deep, where you're like either commit to unbuttoning it or commit to buttoning it. And he's sort of just wearing these brown leather slacks. And he says, that is quite a shame then. I suppose that I will just have to go home with all of these beautiful teddy bears. And you look over and you can see that there are a variety of different sized teddy bears along the sides. So one of the kids, you just hear audibly just go,
I mean, I'm not particularly interested in a teddy bear. I think winning 20 gold was really much better. We can go buy we can buy an extra bottle of the coffee liqueur potentially, because we have the extra money now. And Bryn's just like turned her back on this dude. She was like, does not care for teddy bears and little dexterity.
Commit to your little games when you commit to an aesthetic. Thank you very much.
Yes, and I think you're right. Perhaps it is time for you to go home and take all your filthy little teddy bears. Okay, goodbye.
Goodbye.
You can see that one of the kids is like pulling on the sleeve of the mom and like pointing at the teddy bear. Gosh, I really hope that's not going to be a gift. And of course, I mean no offense to you and your very strong friend. Have a wonderful afternoon. And turning over towards the rest, it only costs 1 gold to play. And he seems to be
what a way
now
to go.
pivoting so quickly to the crowd.
Oh my god, have like carnival prices gone up or something? Is everything one go? That seems very out of the price range of the general consumer to like play a game.
Really, it's just a ripoff, I think.
Yes, I mean, what child is carrying gold anyway?
I mean, I guess I have some like pretty noble people here, but the like looking around actually with where we are, is it like a typical carny kind of environment area, like, or is it fancified?
You get the sense that this is like an addendum carnival, that this isn't like a dedicated troupe that travels from location to location with the express purpose of performing for people. You get the sense that this is maybe some carnival assistants who might have been kicked out of a carnival and just set up a shop here, and over time has just accumulated a small number of stalls. Again, the general market in this area is somewhat overpriced in that it caters to tourists and merchants and travelers that come through the area. But you get the sense that the general population of this particular district is probably on the lower end. But the storefronts look nice and cater well. So what's the plan?
Bryn is like really still hyping Natalie up. Like after that, it's like, oh my god! Like I knew you were strong, Natalie, but that was very impressive.
Yes, oh my god, so amazing. We knew you could do it though, obviously.
Obviously. Like I'm pretty strong, but I don't think that I would have hit Ancient Dragon, to be honest.
Wait, what did she do?
Oh, she maxed out the bell thing. She won 20 gold.
Oh, 20 gold.
Maybe you could give it a go.
I don't need to prove myself.
As you say that, the guy just like slides in. It's only 1 gold for a play.
No, this is a private conversation. You're not part of it. And Bryn's just gonna like push him out of the circle.
I'll do 5 silver. I'll do 5 silver.
No, go back to your stand. We won your money already. Go away. Bryn knowing that like he just wanted to like draw people to the stand with Natalie, like broom, like sweeping him out of the company.
At this point, you can see that the other gentleman, the one with the mohawk, he's doing that carny mansplain thing, carny splaining, where he's like, it's easy. You just take the ring and put it on the bottle and like throws it and gets it first try. And the little kid is like, and like grabs the ring and just immediately tosses it. And it immediately just splits all across the place. And oh, that's a shame. I tell you what, because I love a good game, I'll give you an extra three throws for free. And the hands over the 3 additional rings. There is a conversation going on right now behind the scenes.
Plans within plans.
Oh boy. I always forget to do this. I gotta mute this channel. Okay.
Sorry.
No, it's good. It's great.
All right.
So what's the plan?
Look, if I'm honest, this whole thing just seems like a massive scam. If we've got 20 gold, we're going to get a real nice teddy bear for that kid if we're feeling charitable. But, all right, I can give it a shot if you really want to.
And again, immediately the guy with the mohawk slides in. You're going for a couple of throws.
Oh my god, go away. Why do people keep coming in on the conversations? Go away. And Bryn's like pushing him out as well. Stop listening in. That's so rude.
I know a good competitor when I see one.
If we decide to do it, go away. And she just like keeps pushing him till he's like gone.
You can see he walks back over to the stand where the child is about to throw the last ring.
Oh my god, what is with these people listening in? That's so rude. Who
I don't know. Yeah, so rude. What's happening?
I mean,
He's creating a scene, pushing him away. I'd like to make meaningful eye contact with Eredan and just be like, "Oh, so you were planning to play the game, were you?"
Yeah, sure. Why not? I'll give it a go. That kid seems like he really wants that teddy bear. It's only a gold. That's not that much to us.
The metal
We'll
ring just
play the
bounces
game
off.
then.
All right. So I pull out a gold and flip it over to the carny.
The Mohawk guy? Are you doing the hammer game, or are you doing the ball throwing game, or are you
I'll
doing
do the
ring
ball
toss?
throwing game.
Hammer game, hammer game, hammer game.
But I'm not that strong. It won't work well.
That's
I
the
want to
point.
win the kid a teddy bear, not 20 gold for us.
What we would win from Eredan doing the hammer game is just a good fun time.
Another opportunity to pay him out.
Also, how many teddy bears could we buy with 20 gold?
So many teddy bears, surely.
You need to find the guy who sells teddy bears.
Yeah, I was gonna say they don't sell them at carnivals, so we would have to leave, buy a teddy bear, and then stalk a child. I don't think
Yeah.
this is as good as you think it is.
I'll hold him storyline, that's it.
You couldn't just go looking for a
No, welcome back, little boy. We have your teddy bear for you.
Oh boy,
Teddy bear.
the opportunity, no.
All right, so yeah,
You're doing the ball toss?
yeah, I'll give it a shot.
Okay, there are 6 milk cartons, 3, then 2, then 1, that are stacked up. We will do a dexterity attack. So make an attack roll with your dexterity and add your proficiency.
Can Bryn cast Bless on him? She's just going to like pat him on the shoulder. Eredan, you are such a good shot. You are going to have no problems at all, I'm sure. And so you get a +4. Well, not +4, sorry, a D4.
Plus 1d4.
On your,
plus yours is-
no, not +4, 1D4 for any attack roll.
Yep. All right. So I have I guess +6 to hit.
Yep.
Natural 1.
Oh, no.
Yikes.
Oh, well done, Eredan. Good job. Oh no, never mind. You
So
failed.
you're adding it to-
Oh, no.
I throw the ball and it bounces off and hits me.
you take the throw, you pull back and throw it, and you knock off the top milk carton, clean off the top, and the bottom of the stack doesn't even wobble. Ooh, that is quite the shame. That is quite the shame. A wonderful throw, though. Excellent form. Your aim just is a little bit off.
Oh no!
Well,
Don't
Eredan
dignify that.
Playing. I'd like Eminence to step back into the crowd a little bit, just so that she's covered by like at least a group of people away,
Yeah.
and pull out her little doll that she made with Natalie and whisper to it and cast her Unseen Servant.
Sure. Make a deception check for me. I'll give you advantage because you're not next to the game and you're not talking about playing it.
Okay. Oh, that is 2 9s in a row. So
good.
9 plus. I'm good at deception, right? 12.
12. Okay. Yeah, so you kind of back up into the crowd. You can see that a couple of people have dissipated now that the half-orc isn't swinging this massive hammer in a display of strength. And it is just a handful of people who are interested. But you are able to step a small distance away and summon this unseen servant. And you can feel it fill the space next to you.
Okay. All right. I need you to take one of those teddy bears when the man with the awful hair isn't looking and give it to that little boy over there.
The man next to you says, "What the hell are you talking? I'm not taking any teddy bears. What are
Talking to you.
you were whispering like in my ear. Are you one of them crazy ones?"
Yes.
I can. I can see why you're hanging at the carnival. Jeez, bye. He storms off into the crowd. Okay, yeah. You give your unseen servant its command. Do you want to stay and watch, or are you guys gonna?
Yeah. I'm gonna keep an eye on it.
Sure.
See if it manages to do something right for once.
He's doing that carny thing where he's like behind the booth and he steps in front and he's like, oh, it's easy, it's just like this, and knocks them all over and then goes back behind it. Would you like to give it another try? And he motions to Eredan.
Do it! I give you a gold.
Sure, why not? I mean, it can't go worse, can it?
Yay! And well, you never know. You can try. I'll give the Connie another gold.
So out of character, it literally cannot go worse. I can't roll negative. Alright, not that dice. Fuck you. Roll well. That was 16 plus 6 is
Any
22.
D4 as well.
Yep.
The dice lasts a minute, so if that was like straight after, then it should be still up.
So 24.
Yeah. 24. Yeah, you pull back, you get ready for the throw, chuck the ball as hard as you can. Once again, sorry, this time aiming for the center, and you hit like right in the center of mass. The top one flies off, the middle two flies off, the one in the middle bottom falls back, and the one on the right stays standing upright. You knock all of them off except for one. Oh, an excellent throw. I can see that you are a quick learner, but I'm afraid this one still standing means no prize. One more go, and even if you fail, I'll give you a consolation prize.
Do it! You could get a consolation!
This is such an expensive teddy bear.
Does Aery know what a consolation is?
No!
It means you're a loser.
He'll give another gold.
Okay. How much is that so far? 4 from Aery?
Yeah, 4.
Okay.
So that was 17 plus 6 is
23.
Yeah.
And is that with the bless?
Oh, does that keep working?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that is just the duration.
33 plus 26.
26. Okay, 26 is actually enough. This time you throw it right into the center. All 6 of the milk cartons fall and topple off of the table, and the carney looks a little surprised and slightly suspicious. An excellent throw from the gentleman. I can see that he is quite proficient in the more dexterous arts that would be required of him. And of course, your prize. And he motions over towards the wall filled with teddy bears. Please take your pick. As he motions, you could see one of the teddy bears is just levitating about this far away from the wall and not moving. And the carney hasn't noticed. He's looking at you.
All right. So I motioned to the little boy that was talking before to come over. And I go, little boy, which of those teddy bears do you like more than any other teddy bear in the whole world?
His eyes, he's just staring at the one that's just floating there.
It's a trick. I can do tricks.
I want the flying one.
All right. So I just stick out a hand and grab it out the air so it's not super obvious that we're trying to steal it.
Make a strength check against the unseen servant, which is currently holding it.
That is better than I expected. It's a 17.
17. So you feel a little bit of resistance, and one of the arms, kind of the seam, just loosens ever so slightly as it pops free from the hand, and the carney like looks over, like kind of confused, like flying one. There's no flying. That one? That's just and a very fine choice, my boy. As you quickly snatch the bear.
Like this.
Oh!
The floofiest of teddy bears.
Yes, big floof. And it is very large and very soft. And you can see that there is like a white and silver collar around the neck that has like a small bell in a harp-shaped pendant.
Oddly accurate.
Yeah. Excellent. Would anyone else like to play? Perhaps the ring toss?
So I kneel down and I go, here you go, little boy. This teddy bear is for you and for your very own. I hope you enjoy it.
Mom, Dad, I have a flying teddy bear, and he just runs over.
That man over there gave me presents.
Yeah, the two parents look a little run down, but
Quick, get
two
him!
parents,
Free stuff.
they do look very happy and relieved, and they both kind of smile warmly at you, giving you thanks. At which point, Eminence, you see another teddy bear start to lift up off the back and slowly levitate down. And the kid is just talking, I got a flying teddy bear! I got a flying teddy bear! It was right there on the... And once again, the teddy bear just stops. Just hanging off of the wall. McCartney looks at the rest of you. Would anyone else like to play?
No. Thank you.
Well then, it has been an absolute pleasure. Thank you so very much for coming by. And he turns towards the rest of the crowd. Come one, come all, win a beautiful
Actually, I'd like to play.
He looks over, and you can see that he's very clearly looking at the floating bear in the air.
I wouldn't mind a game. I'll play.
Turns and looks over at
Actually, I'd like to play
you
now.
for a moment. As you're a step back, the moment his eyes kind of turn off to the side, the bear moves a little more, and he looks back and it stops in a different spot. And
Excuse me, I'd like to play the game now.
yes, that one moment, and kind of walks over to it.
I'm going to cast Minor Illusion and make the eyes of the teddy bear glow red.
Not where I thought that was going.
Okay. He looks a little annoyed as he kind of reaches out for it, and then the eyes start to glow red, and he kind of stops and hesitates for a moment.
The wall of teddy bears. Is
Yeah.
Is it kind of in reach of people, or is it behind the?
It's a little back. It's a little ways back behind the game.
Okay.
Bryn's going to while the teddy bear's eyes are glowing, she's gonna lean in and whisper in Eminence's ear, "Hey, Eminence, can you do that thaumaturgy thing? Was that you that could do that?"
I can.
Do you think that this would be pretty cool if all the shells and stuff started rattling? It's demon bears have taken over the stand.
Can I make the teddy bears immediately around him have the same glowing red eyes? And then the next row, and then the next row, and then the next row.
I don't know if you can do that with thaumaturgy.
Yeah.
Thaumaturgy, I think, is your own eyes. You can change color. I don't know if you can change other things, but you can do the harmless shudders,
With
the tremors.
with prestidigitation,
Harmless tremors.
I can make a glowing symbol, star.
The bear's forehead.
I want it to look like a demonic symbol to show up.
Yeah. All right, I'll cause the rack of teddy bears to start shaking behind
Yeah,
him.
it starts to shudder behind the teddy bear, and he kind of steps back at this point. Show's over, everyone. Have a good afternoon. And you can see he grabs the bear and chucks it out and pulls down the shutters on the front. And in the back, you can hear him speaking loudly, "God damn it! I thought you weren't gonna call for this."
So at this point, I'm gonna, I guess, probably a performance.
He just gave a demonic teddy bear to a kid.
He just chucked it out into the crowd.
I think all of them are demonic secretly, and Eredan gave one to a small child.
So there is the teddy bear, the eyes glowing and the rune on the forehead on the ground, and people are starting to make a circle around it as they're looking over confused, and then slowly it begins to levitate up off the ground, and you immediately hear a woman scream, "Dan!" and start yelling as she runs off into the crowd. And the teddy bear slowly levitates and lifts up and then floats over towards you, Eminence. As people are yelling and running and shouting, a woman runs over for the guards. There's a demon in a bear. Oh my god.
Well, I think that was to get out of here.
As the teddy bear comes towards me, can I just mutter when I think my unseen servant is within earshot? Keep going. Not to me. Just that way. That way.
It's like going straight towards you, and then afterwards it just slowly redirects to the right.
So at this point, I'm going to attempt to, I guess, performance, throw my voice.
Red eyes. Yeah.
So in I'm gonna fail at this, but in a deep guttural growl, I'm gonna throw it as if it's coming out of the teddy bear.
Are you doing any spells, or you're just doing that?
No, just performance. I don't have any spells to do it.
Straight performance check. You can see the guard at this point is looking over. He's got a long halberd, and he kind of frowns and.
Right. Where are we? Okay. 16 plus 9, 6, 15, 25.
Jeez, yeah, you let out this terrifying guttural growl and throw your voice. At this point, people have made a clear avenue for this teddy bear that is now just floating down the street, and the guard starts to hustle over and pulls down the pike. Halt! And the teddy bear just keeps on moving back and forth. I said halt! And he stabs with the pike into the teddy bear. And you can see the arm tears and fluffing comes out. But the two eyes are still burning bright red with the symbol on the forehead.
I assume we're all watching this at this point.
Oh, yeah. This is a much larger crowd that is starting to grow around you.
May I please use thaumaturgy to make a scream emanate from the bear?
You absolutely may. But I like to imagine the scream happens after he cuts it. So he cuts it in the wound and pulls back, and a beat later, then it screams, and he visibly flinches. And then he's like, die, demon! And just starts stabbing at this bear over and over. And within the span of probably about 10 or 15 seconds, he's pulls the pike back, and the teddy bear's face is impaled on the end of the pike, and the rest of it is just fluff down on the ground. And plucks the face off of the pike. And don't come back. And rips it apart and throws it to the ground. And looks and surveys the crowd around him and sees the kid holding the teddy bear, and the kid makes eye contact with him and just kind of hugs it a little tighter, and the guard just.
So you said before that the teddy bear had they had little collars?
Yeah
with a bell.
Yep.
So that's metal.
Yeah.
Oh, this
What
is
have
such
I
a waste of
We are a
spell.
mess. Oh my god.
This is such a waste of a spell slot. But I'm gonna cast. Let's see, what's the lowest level that I can cast it at? Heat metal as a level 2, and see if I can get the teddy bear to the remains of it to just burst into flames.
Okay.
Yeah, that should work.
Manufactured
said-
metal object, glow red hot. Any creature in physical contact takes 2d8 fire damage. Yeah. You can see the guard has approached the parents and the kid and is sort of asking them, that bear looks suspiciously similar to the one that just came to life with a devil inside of it. Where did you get that bear? And they kind of motion
And
over.
Bryn,
towards-
as he's questioning, yell out, "Oh my god, something's happening to the bear!" As
Yeah.
he's eating it,
He turns around, and the center of it, you just see a little candle flame light, and then a few more start to light, and what is it? The floof inside of it. I forget the name.
Stuffing.
The wool. The stuffing. Yeah. It just lights up, and this great big black plume of smoke just quickly rises up out of it as it starts to lighten. This is worse than I thought. And the guard grabs his pike and turns and starts running down the street and, I need help! And he's just starting to like book it for reinforcements.
I'd like to use thaumaturgy to cause the flames to kind of like flicker and morph into the shape of a skull, and then.
Absolutely.
The dark mark.
He's probably made it down like 60 or so odd feet down the street, like running. You see him look back, and right as he looks back, this skull rises up and dissipates into the smoke. A bear skull? Oh lord. Bear skull or human skull?
A bear skull.
Bear skull. That is
With
significantly more terrifying.
Sticking out of its mouth.
Oh good, more. Yeah. And this shape like hovers in the air unnaturally for a moment as the smoke billows around it, and then rises and disappears into ash, and he just full on like face plants into the ground. He starts to get up. Oh god, this is really bad. And just sprints off down the street.
Is the other carny that like had the strength check thing? Is he still there watching it all?
He's kind of like leaning up on the hammer, like looking surprised. He's still out there, yeah.
Yeah, Bryn's gonna like sidle up to him and just be like, make sure the guards know that came from that stand. I think that they might be like...
yeah. I am absolutely telling them that you know what? I think
it seems very weird.
I've always wanted to see what the south end of town was like. And you can see he goes over and loads up one hammer on one shoulder, one hammer on the other shoulder. Keep the bell, and just starts walking down the street. So there's just like this stand with like the metal rod just there.
I'd like to cast darkness, please, and use it to cover the now closed Carney's stand that the Carney and his teddy bears are hiding inside.
Oh my god. So this perfect sphere of darkness just appears over the top of it. The screaming escalates, and you hear Shadowcrime inside. I can't.
I'd like to scream. It was him that
he like
first.
stumbles over.
It wasn't the teddy bear. It was him. And I'd like to start crying.
Make a cry on command check. Roll a d20. Roll a performance check for me.
That's definitely performance.
Performance or deception.
Can Bryn try and assist her by like trying to pretend like she's consoling her?
Yeah.
Sure. I'll give you advantage.
To Bryn and start sobbing.
It's okay, Eminence. I know such an awful thing to see at the carnival.
This twice now I've rolled with advantage and pulled the same number twice. 11.
11. It's not super convincing, but the kids in the area are just eating this shit up. There's like a couple of boys and girls that are just like and looking around, and you can see like one of the little boys kind of walks up to the orb of darkness and just sticks his finger out and
what evil must he have done to deserve this?
I know.
You can still hear from inside the shack. The guy's like, I hit my knee. Oh,
God,
what an awful
witchcraft is he practicing in there?
What has he brought upon me?
He's sacrificing his own knees.
Are you guys waiting around for the rest of the guards to show up?
It's very funny that it's two actual tieflings accusing someone of being like...
Hey, we can't be prejudiced against tieflings.
Hey, yeah. What have you got against tieflings? We can't choose what we are.
It's not that, but it's like you're accusing him of being a demon.
Yeah, demon, not devil. Checks out.
You heard the guard use the two words interchangeably. You got the sense that he doesn't know the difference.
Aery is just like off, like on the sidelines, like, oh, what a fun time! What a good show! Just like having a great time.
Natalie is looking incredibly stressed, but is also seeing absolutely no stress from any of you. So is like trusting her friends more than she's trusting her own instincts right now. So she's like, "Oh God,
what to do?" So,
Natalie,
are you guys going to stay and wait for the guards to arrive, or do you want to do something else?
We should probably go.
I think we're absolutely
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like people know where the source of trouble's coming from. I'm sure they'll like question them and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If Bryn starts kind of pulling me away, I'd just like to like walk away with her sobbing. He must be so bad.
Terrible, terrible man.
Oh,
So-
amazing.
I'm just gonna sidle over to Natalie, and I'm gonna go. Don't be too stressed. I'll follow this up afterwards, and if anything actually legitimately really bad happens to any of these people because of this, I'll do what I can
We
to
come
make
back
sure.
and that Carney's been like lynched.
I mean, he did kind of like say something like, "Oh, you weren't supposed to like be, take you, blah 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 blah." He didn't seem actually that surprised that there was a demon teddy bear in his stand, so I don't really feel bad for him, to be honest.
Also, it was his fault for being weird and creepy.
He was trying to, like,
Natalie a savage.
exactly, and his shirt. He really should have like committed to shirt open or shirt closed. What a weirdo!
What a reason!
So weird. What a weirdo. What a weirdo. Anyway, should we like go to the decanter?
Yeah, we're walking away, just like bitching about what a weirdo that guy was.
Amazing. Yeah, so you guys start walking. You probably make it a block and a half before easily a dozen guard come running past with like a full-on cleric. And you can see he's got like this book tucked in his arm, and they just huff it past the six of you. Okay, so six of you head over towards the Noble District, away from the north end of town. And you pretty quickly make your way over towards the much larger buildings, the larger walkways and pathways. Ornamental trees have been left in the middle of the cobblestone path that provide large canopies of shade that keep it a little bit more cool. You can see horse-drawn carriages are going through this area as well. And after asking for specific directions a couple of times, you do find yourselves in front of the decanter. Which is large glass front windows, like large plate glass. And looking inside, you can see a number of small, almost like cafe tables. And in the back is just row upon row of bottles of all different shapes and sizes with liquids of all different colors. Inside, but there appears to be a couple in the front, two humans that are sort of just sitting down, just having a conversation, sort of drinking from these small, fine, like china glasses, china cups. And in the back, you see what looks like an elven woman, and she's currently writing something down.
Well, Aery, I think you said you knew what we were wanting, didn't you? So I don't know if you wanted to pick it out.
Yes, I guess we should talk to the bar person. Is there a bar person?
The elven
so that's the elven woman that's in the back.
All right. Sorry, I was typing.
Okay.
I will talk to the elven woman in the back.
Yes. Walking in, you immediately just smell like this place is well maintained. It is clean. The tables are polished. You don't see like any signs of like spills or messes or anything. The floor is kept nice and clean as well. And as you approach, you hear a bell over the door, and the head of the elven woman looks up. And you could see she has sort of like this natural auburn colored hair, but on the right side of her head, she has a streak of green that almost sort of entwines in a braid that sort of braids along the curvature of her skull before coming out of the back into the rest of her hair. She looks up and, Good evening. May I be able to assist you?
Good evening. We actually are looking for a couple of bottles of specialty liqueur. We've been recommended your establishment. Would you be able to help us, perhaps?
Absolutely. You have come to the correct place. And she sort of closes the notebook and sets down the quill. Is there something specific that I can assist you with? Perhaps a specific flavor or region that you're trying to fulfill?
Yes, well, we were hoping specifically for a coffee-infused liqueur, if you have anything like that.
I think I might have something. And she steps over towards the back and sort of looks through 2 of the bottles, 3, and then reaches in and pulls out another one. The bottle is probably only about this large, but it's sort of like one of those wider style bottles with a wide mouth. And inside you can see sort of like a dark amber colored liquid. This might be able to fulfill what you're looking for. As far as I understand it, most coffee liqueurs are cream based, and they don't necessarily keep very well, especially in the spring and the summer, which makes them quite expensive to stock. Currently, I do not have any coffee liqueurs. However, this could act as a substitute. This is a rum that has been infused with coffee, coffee grinds, which have then been filtered away. That adds a very earthen flavor that might be able to fulfill what you're looking for. Instead of explaining it, and she just pops the top right off of it and pulls out a small, like, crystal tumbler and just pours, like, just a little millimeter of taste and offers it over to you.
I dig it.
Yeah, it's good. It does have hints of coffee, but it does have like that heartiness that comes with rum, just that vibrance. And as it kind of it does burn a little bit going down. It's not smooth like a liqueur, and it does have a very distinct flavor. But tastes like coffee.
Okay, well, I'm not, I think, as big on coffee as some of the others. Would anyone else like to try it and see if perhaps you think it would be good for what we want?
I'll give it a shot. My brother used to really like this stuff.
Yeah, were you turning on sticky keys just then?
Oh,
Yeah.
push to talk?
Oh, it's still.
Yeah.
on.
Just a second. I'm trying to fix this thing.
Yeah, Eredan, you come over and she grabs another crystal tumbler and pours a small amount and offers it out to you.
Cool. I guess. What would I roll to see? I guess.
I would say
okay.
nature or
Nature.
history.
Yeah, all right. Either it doesn't really matter. So.
Yeah.
15 plus 3, so 18.
18. Yeah. So
Fuck, it's still.
you've try to figure it out.
18. Fuck.
You remember having particularly fine liqueurs where you're from, and she is being very clear that this is not cream based. Despite the fact that it is not cream based, it does still come fairly close to the taste of fine coffee as far as with an alcoholic beverage. However, you get the sense that while someone who enjoys coffee would enjoy this as a drink, Silence doesn't seem like someone who enjoys coffee. He seems like someone who lives off of coffee. He would be one of those few people that would be anal enough to tell the difference.
All right.
But on the other hand, if he does drink this, he would probably get absolutely smashed. It is very alcoholic.
That's true, but he'd also be very awake because caffeine, which might just be what Eminence is after.
I
Was
mean,
that
maybe.
in character? Because Eredan seemed very saucy.
Yeah, let's say that was in character. Why not?
Eminence will blush and sputter.
And Oriana will like
Bryn not reading the room at all, but I would just say, oh, maybe we could like mix it in with like we could get some actual coffee and make like a nice cocktail out of it or something.
Could you say that again, Mel? Sorry, you cut out when you said, and Oriana says, is what I got. Sorry.
I didn't say says, I said does, and then I pulled a face.
All right. I thought it was going mute.
Approval.
It was all in the eyes.
Protective older sister face.
Yeah, right.
Aery
I'm
will
with you.
think that
Sorry.
that's a great idea and be like, oh, we can make our own, and perhaps once we eventually retire and open our tavern, then we can also serve this coffee alcohol that we will make ourselves.
Yeah, I don't think it's ever been done before where you have like, I don't know, like a coffee and strong liqueur, and maybe we can like garnish the top of it with like some whole coffee beans or something.
Oh, yeah.
I recommend a dusting.
No, I think that a whole coffee bean looks a lot nicer. Because you like, if we like shake it and you can put like sugar syrup in it, it should have like a nice viscosity and it'll suspend it on top.
What if we...
I've also seen an orange slice garnish in addition to that. That might be just a good palette.
Yes, that would be one if it's not so creamy. Citrus does pair really nicely with coffee.
And dare I say, potentially a little chocolate, depending on what silence is.
That does dark chocolate and coffee are super nice together.
Yeah, that's a good call. Hey, Aery, you said you're a partier. Let's put it that way. Have you ever worked as a bartender or a mixologist or anything before?
What sort of question is that? No, I've never worked as a bartender. Who do you think I am?
But I'm sure Aery has tasted a lot of very fine beverages, so would be a connoisseur and could give expert opinion on if it's balanced or not.
I am very good at giving my opinion on things, yes.
What are you talking? What's wrong? What's wrong with mixing drinks for people at parties? It's loads of fun.
Aery has people that do that for him, I feel.
Yeah, it's sort of, I don't do it myself. I get someone else to do it.
In the same line of thought, I feel like Eminence probably has people to do that for her as well. She's like, they're like sampling fine things, and other people provide fine things for them to sample.
So, Oriana?
As a natural order of things. I wouldn't trust her to make
Oh, Ari's just like, bitch.
Well, I mean, I was just assuming that you would have helped get drinks for your sister, maybe?
No.
It is a natural thing to assume based on our situation, wouldn't you
That's
say?
not what I meant either. I more meant from a, you know. Look, I'm obviously sensing I've misstepped.
Well, that makes two of us, so don't worry too much, Natalie.
I'd like to whisper to Oriana and just be like, it's all right, don't take offense. She obviously just picked up on the dynamic that's going on within our family at the moment.
Oh, yeah!
That you would be in a more service role. I mean, it makes sense, goodness. I wouldn't be offended by her. That's all I'm saying.
At this point at this point in the conversation, you can see that 4 additional crystal tumblers have somehow found their way onto the counter, each with its own taster, and very subtly and gently, not even trying to push too hard, she one by one just makes eye contact and gently slides the tumbler maybe a thumbnail's distance forward, just sort of motioning. There are drinks on the table for this conversation if you want it.
I'll gracefully take one and not even think anything of it. Just like, of course.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So I just say to her, what have you brought for us here? Is this all samples of the same thing, or have you mixed up different?
The other 4 people that haven't tried it yet, is
yes,
it?
These are the samples of the same rum. For the rest of you to try, if you're perhaps looking to spend some time and whet your palate, I could be inspired to help move this along.
So how many bottles of this do you have? Bryn's just like knocked it back and just like...
So
it kind of sounds like this is going to be a really long conversation.
How many bottles and how much are they each?
Well, this is the taster. This particular bottle runs at 17.5. I can acquire a fresh one if you'd like that hasn't been opened.
Yeah, we were looking at getting one as a gift. So, what was it, 75, like 17 gold, 5 silver? Or
Yes.
Yes, I mean, we could take buy this one. Bryn's kind of looking back at the group. Buy this one, and this could be for mixing, and then the other one as a gift.
Yes, that sounds fantastic.
Yeah, so we'll take this one, and we will take an unopened one.
I see. Well, allow me to, at the very least, provide a discount to the opened bottle. We'll say 17.5 for the closed and 12.5 for this one.
Oh, so lovely of you. Yes, that sounds perfect.
Before we do that, one question for you. So you seem to be, at least, if not the one of the more popular liqueur producers in the city. I don't suppose that you've heard at any point what kind of drink that Silence prefers, and whether. Oh,
Eredan, oh my god.
what did I do?
I see. And she looks at the coffee liqueur and looks back at the rest of you. I would.
So I feel like that's a persuasion check, right?
Yeah, go ahead and make a persuasion check, I think. That sounds fair.
17 plus 9 is I can't math.
26.
Yeah,
Was there a check for remembering things that we already know? Like, we're at this particular place to get coffee liqueur because we already know the answer to the question, what does he drink?
No.
So,
Okay, so we know what he drinks to keep awake. I asked what he likes. That's
So we've been told that he doesn't
that's a different
drink.
question.
Yeah, we've been
Yes.
told. Thus far, we've just been told that he doesn't drink.
right.
To the best of my
Right.
knowledge, Silence does not partake.
Didn't someone say he's super fun when he's drunk? So
Yeah.
Yeah, but he's not like an
So
active
he
drinker.
must.
Like he's not like he'll be drinking like wine at lunch or kind of thing. Like
In the event that this gift is for whom I presume it may be intended for, and please allow me that courtesy if I do overstep any bounds, I would suggest it as a gift first and foremost, rather than through any form of subtlety, perhaps. In that sense, you are giving a clear and straightforward gift to show a token of appreciation to a man who very much appreciates fine things, such as appreciation, to be enjoyed at his own leisure. However, and she kind of leans in a little bit, if you're looking for something a bit more subtle, I might have a bottle that could assist you.
That would be most lovely of you.
what do you mean by more subtle? We're not trying to like drug him or anything. I just want you to know that.
Oh, of course, of course.
So I face palm at that.
It is a drink that mixes exceptionally well with others so as to be close to tasteless.
Vodka. Yeah.
It sounds sus.
Are we getting the feeling that they mean like that it's like
really
How do I
strong,
put
but
it?
not.
Oh, I don't know.
well, a woman like
Poison him or drug
You
him.
guys could ask instead of...
Yeah.
yeah, look,
so
that's
She
really
goes back
awesome.
behind the counter. Yeah, so she goes back behind the counter, and you can see this time she pulls out a much smaller bottle, probably only about this big, sort of like one of those airplane-sized bottles.
Yeah.
This has 3 servings, and it mixes particularly well with everything. They say it invokes a flavor reminiscent of childhood. It really is something that has to be tasted to be believed.
So
However, it is exceptionally strong.
strong to make you drunk or to make you like dead?
No, drunk. Oh, I'm so sorry. I wouldn't possibly imagine harming another person with my
Oh, but you know, not to like. I hope I didn't cause any offense. We've
no.
met some really strange people today, and I would hate anyone to think that like we tried to like murder someone. We're super not doing that.
So out of character, the strange people we've met today are us.
Yeah.
Yes, Yeah, she doesn't know that.
No. I understand completely. Life can be quite exciting. This is a more subtle way of introducing a certain element of mood to a gathering of individuals. I would recommend it only to be used with the highest degrees of caution.
What kind of mood are we talking? Like a sexy mood or like a?
I believe if they're thinking of their childhood.
Like,
what if he doesn't have memories of his childhood?
Happy? Yeah. What if you had like a really bad childhood? Did that just make you depressed?
Perhaps I'm speaking too metaphorically. And she kind of leaned in once again. This shit will get you quite fucked up.
Oh, you went in with that one. That sounds like very much up our alley now.
Yeah, we don't even need to give this to anyone. We'll take it for us.
Yeah, how much is this one and how many bottles of this one do you have?
I do have several more. This one runs at 33 gold per bottle.
Yeah, that's fine. We'll take at least one.
Yeah, well, I can still get the 2 bottles of like the coffee one. That's like 29 gold and 5 silver for the like unopened, and the opened one we can make some nice cocktails. I mean, it's still nice to give a gift. It's silence. He's very nice. I mean, that was the intention of the bottle, was just to give to him as a gift. So
yeah, just to give as a gift because he seems so nice.
Yes, he seems so very nice.
He is, so talkative.
And
nice.
Exceptionally friendly when in the correct circumstances.
Can Bryn insight check her?
Absolutely. Yeah.
I get like the distinct feeling that he's like a spy master and he's going to hear about this within, 25 fucking minutes because someone specifically mentioned his name. And it's just like, did someone say silence? Okay, we write a report. He finds out about that. Yeah. And we're all completely fucked.
At least I did specify that we really aren't trying to kill him.
Yes, no, she was very clear. Go ahead.
Natural 20.
Natural 20.
26.
Jeez. Okay. So you get the sense that she has immediately you're able to ascertain that she is not a person who has come from wealth. And that she has gotten this shop and her station by catering to every single desire and whim of people of wealth. So when you ask for fucked up shit, she will provide fucked up shit. She will charge you for it, and she will keep face so that if anyone overhears the conversation, it will appear as if you're just talking about whatever. But she seems to be the type of person who she knows what it is that you're talking about and what you want, and she's keeping up the polite nobility facade while trying to provide it to you.
How do I politely and in a noble way ask for cocaine?
You tell me.
I mean, is Aery making it known that he wants like party stuff?
No, I'm just kidding.
Aery would go.
Well, Bryn is going to at least get these 2 bottles of the coffee.
Yeah. So that's 29
and 5 silver. And she's also going to tip like an extra 2 gold and just slide that across and say,
you are so very cool.
Love you, love your work, love everything you've done with the plate. You have been so helpful. I really appreciate it, and I'm sure
if you would like to have a seat, I might be inspired to provide a taster for the 6 of you. Just a flight of some current bottles I'm looking at divulging to the rest of the public, and you can feel free to have a conversation at your own leisure.
What time in the day is it? It was like 2 when we started. Is it like
it was
5?
2 earlier, so probably like it's like 4-ish in the afternoon. I think at this point you've sufficiently harassed those carnies long enough.
I don't think we need to be back to the tavern, to the lodgings anytime soon. Bryn will kind of look to the group. I know Aery is like, yes, like flights or something.
during the entire preceding conversation that's been happening, Eminence has been trying to look like she kind of knows what everyone's talking about, but if you look carefully, she's sort of a few shades darker purple than she usually is, and is kind of a bit flustered by everything that's happening.
Yeah, Eminence, do you want a drink?
Yes, I could stay for a drink, of course.
It's Natalie, Eredan, Oriana.
Sure, why not? I haven't had an opportunity for a while.
And I'm so sorry. Did we introduce ourselves? My name is Brynjael. This is, and she kind of gestured to everyone else, and I'm sure.
I'm Aery.
My name is Lena. It is a pleasure.
Name, that's so lovely.
So nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Lena. I'm Eminence. This is my sister, Oriana.
Pleasure.
And I am Eredan, and thank you for being so helpful, by the way.
Of course. Anything I can do to assist you, please just let me know.
Of course.
For now, I'll set you off with something a bit more generic of what I'm currently working on. And if you have any specific taste requirements or suggestions, I would be happy to hear them.
So I lean over and whisper in Eminence's ear. If you want to get a bottle of that other liqueur for silence, I'd be happy to go halves with you.
I was just thinking of asking you the same thing. Should we make it a secret handshake or something? I feel like we're vibing.
Yeah. All right.
Sweet. All right. We'll
Still mad at Aery then.
Yeah, the two of you are able to somewhat discreetly purchase this second bottle. And again, Lena does do the best to accommodate the two of you buying it apart from the rest of the group and sort of hands it off to you somewhat subtly. As the six of you sit down at the table, she comes over with a tray, and in front of each of you puts down 3 individual glasses. On the left is a bright pink colored liquid, in the center is a clear colored liquid, and on the right is sort of like a darker amber colored liquid. And they're all very small, narrow, like taster size portions. And then behind it is a small, just empty crystal tumbler. And then after a moment, she kind of looks over at the other couple that's at the front of the cafe. And once she sees that they aren't looking, reaches into her pocket and puts out one of the similar small bottles on the table and clicks it down on the table and says, there is 1 serving left of this. Single servings don't sell particularly well, but if you would like, I can add this to one of the drinks, and you will get a chance to see yourselves how effective it is.
Do you mean you'll just give it to one of us, or you can put it in one type of the drink?
I'm afraid the single serving will not have an effect if it is divided by 6. I only have enough for 1.
I think it'd be fun to give it to Oriana.
We were just thinking, Emmy.
I have also seen a lot of entertainment coming out of not knowing who receives it.
Oh,
Fairly
That sounds like a really fun.
yeah, let's do that.
Excellent. Well, then, in that case, I will be back with your water.
Okay,
And
I
she
love this
plucks
idea.
it off
Oriana,
the
not
table.
impressed.
She's been overridden.
Yeah, she plucks it off the table, and the 6 of you have a moment.
Can I just ask, just to put this out there, we have no intention of tricking silence. right?
Yeah, I don't think so. Well, at least
Of course not.
if we're
Deception
trying
check.
to trick him into being drunk, then maybe for information, but definitely not to hook him up with Eminence, because that's
No, because I think that's what
No.
we were
No.
looking for coffee liqueur just to like openly to
Make
kind
him
of
like
like
us.
we'll make him like us, but also like so he'd be more inclined to maybe have a couple of drinks and listen if he was drinking something that he liked because he really, really likes coffee, and then openly saying like, we're making drinks. If you want some, it is coffee. Have a bottle. Like you can always just drink on your own later if you don't want to hang with us and drink. Do you want to tell us stuff now? Because we're very nice.
yeah,
Yeah,
we sure want
exactly.
to get him drunk, but we don't want to trick him into.
No.
Eminence
Anything.
is genuinely horrified at the thought of tricking him into getting drunk.
Yeah, I think the hooking up
Natalie
Eminence
is
was more a
asking
side gag.
more like, you know, that we aren't gonna like, you know, be like, oh, we'll
Like
make
his
you drink
drink.
and then have like 3 shots where it should be like 1. Like I'm like,
Oh,
you know, I
no.
kind of draw a line somewhere.
Of
Yeah,
course not.
specifically said it didn't want to like drug him or anything. So
yeah.
Yeah.
I was asking in character, just
that's
putting
fair.
that out there.
It seems like a thing that Natalie would genuinely be like, would this group of people go there?
I did just see you go all full demonic on a carnival. Because someone said something bad about me. Like, I'm a little bit sus.
He deserved it.
Holy shit.
Silent.
Oh,
Like really rude for no reason to you. So like, and they also didn't seem that surprised to have a demon bear in their stall. So they were probably up to some really dodgy shit anyway.
Yeah, that did seem like a very interesting development.
Yeah, it was more of a like, oh, not again kind of reaction, not a holy shit, that's like a demon bear in here.
Yeah.
But they had like 12 guards and a cleric going over the jacket outside, so that's fine. We're not going to hear about that again, I'm sure. That's a blowover in like a week. But anyway, these drinks do look very interesting.
Certainly. Before I forget, Bryn, I do hand over the 20 gold from the thing. Like, this was for the drink. Or at least put towards both of the onesie.
Need to do that. I'm happy to buy them. You should keep half for yourself at least.
No, I don't need it.
Yeah, but like, what if you see something really nice that, I mean, when was the last time you treated yourself? You were so begrudging when we wanted to buy you some nice clothes. You should like keep it in case there's something really like cool that you see in a shop later.
Why does no one want to take my money? I just want
Take
to.
half of it, but you should treat yourself. It's
all
very
helped
important
me.
to look after yourself. Yes, so taking half, I will put half towards a bottle of alcohol, but you should look after yourself as well. You're so courteous and considerate of everyone
Fine.
else.
Then I'm going
Sometimes
to
you
buy
should
my
drink.
own bottle.
Exactly, that is exactly what you should do. And like, look, we have 3 different ones to try. Maybe you'll really like one of these ones.
And Natalie's like getting really frustrated in like the kind of way where like you're trying to do something nice and you're trying to be like, fine, I'll continue to be nice, but they're like obviously it's not working. It's just like
At about this point, Lena comes back over with a silver tray, and on top of which are 6, like sort of the narrow, tall glasses of just clear water, and sets down the 6 of them. And as she does, you can see that she gives a knowing smile to Eminence. And then your waters. Enjoy.
Smile back at her and try not to let on that I'm slightly nervous.
Bryn will pick up her water and like hold it up kind of to like cheers in the middle with everyone.
Yep. Cheers.
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 Yep.
Yes.
Is
And
this the
she'll wait
first
to
time
see
that we're properly having
whether
Yeah, I think so. We've had like dinner and stuff.
Sorry.
Eminence will wait to see whether the others like sip or knock it back and then imitate what they do.
Bryn knocks it back. Bryn's just like, yeah, and then
Well, this is water, isn't it?
Yeah, it's water.
This
So you
one's
can look at,
actually
like,
water.
yeah, just
It's water, but one of them is spicy water. Like,
what did she taste? She said that it like mixes incredibly well with whatever you're drinking. So
With everything.
everything, including water, you would assume.
All right, have we all knocked it back?
Yeah.
Everybody drinking?
It's been a hot
Natalie?
day. Let's all have
Great. Natalie, make me a Constitution saving throw.
You do get a +3 because you're sitting near Bryn, and you get a +3 on saving throws.
Let's see how this goes. 14, so 17, 19.
19 total?
boring.
19 total.
Holy cow.
And pack on.
Yeah. So you take a taste of the water, and there's a moment where you see you sort of like blink your eyes, and you just get this image of your father kind of laughing and smiling in front of you, and your mother is kind of off in the background, and you can see that she's looking over, and she seems to be like just the barest hint of a smile on the side of her face as well. And then you like blink back this like wave of nostalgia that just rushes back over you as you just drink over the rest of the water. And then your vision kind of slips a little bit and blurs, and the floor ever so slightly begins to shift as you are now buzzed, but not hammered.
Oh, that's...
Ah, Natalie got it! Natalie got it!
Natalie got the spicy water!
Yay!
I don't know how I feel about that.
I mean, good, ideally. It's meant to be pleasant.
And we have 3 more shots to take, so let's get to it.
Oh, yeah. Are you going to explain to us which is? The pink and the clear and the amber?
Of course. So on the left, from the more tropical regions, we have the quickly naming drinks. We have. I've called it nectar. It is very sweet. It is honey based. The general palette of flavor is very light, and the alcoholic content is also very light. Something to be consumed casually over the course of a long period of time for those who aren't quite so good with more bitter or sour flavors. In the middle, we have what I like to call cloud dust. This is just a clear, clean liquid. It is a bit more alcoholic in content. It is designed to be mixed. However, individually, it can also provide for fairly fine entertainment. And then finally, we have Summer's Dusk. And this is actually an ale that has recently come in. Hint of wheat and a very bright, robust flavor. You all seem like a very bright group of people. So please enjoy and let me know if there's any additional drinks that you might enjoy as well.
Let's get fuckity-uppity.
Shot.
I would imagine though that we would
Awesome.
like all have the same one at the same time. You know, do the whole like.
Yeah, like, oh my
god.
Starting softer with the nectar and then moving on to something slightly more robust with the nice bright finish of the Summer's Dusk.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wine
I feel like
tasting,
Bryn would-
not keggers.
Bryn would
Yeah.
absolutely take control of this tasting and just erect it by palette as it gets.
They have like the wine tasting like a bucket thing where you're supposed to like swish and then like spit out, but everyone just drinks it.
So each of you have the 3 glasses, and then behind it is just a single empty glass.
We won't
Is
be needing
anyone-
that glass.
Hilarious.
Well, maybe Natalie might, if Natalie's not wanting to get like blackout drunk.
So
but
in that case, if everyone is drinking, let's get Constitution saves from everyone.
everyone gets a +3 again because everyone's sitting at the same table as Bryn.
Can't.
Oh, I love Bryn.
Can you turn it off? Do you ever want to turn it off?
It's an aura, so I don't think so. She just has it because she's a paladin.
Are
I'm
we
good on that one?
doing one for each drink or just one altogether?
Just the one now.
Oh, fun.
So just
One
12.
one after the 3.
I like that.
And everyone gets a +3.
Doesn't help.
No, doesn't help me much.
Okay. So Bryn.
She was 16. She's got a +7 on con, so that's 23.
Jeez. Natalie?
Paladin!
Oh, it was Constitution saving. Oh. Still 11.
11. 11 is a failure, I'm afraid. Kat?
I'm
Or
still
Aery?
trying to figure out where it is on my sheet.
Saving?
Yeah, go to
The mobile app?
saving throws.
There's a little bubble like on the sort of left-hand side underneath the top, the row of like normal.
It's it's just underneath like strength, dex, and con.
Yeah.
If that helps.
So it's like, oh, because it's on your phone. Are you doing the
Yeah.
phone version?
I got a 23. So
Nice.
Jeez. Handle your liquor. Oriana?
Did we all get the +4 because we're all sitting around a table?
Everyone gets +3.
Oh, everybody gets +3. I'm bad at maths. Okay, so I have 4 + 3.
7. Hey.
wait, that means I got a
Eminence?
+7.
The sisters don't hold their liquor well. I got a hot 8.
8. And Eredan?
I got a 7.
7.
7 plus 3 is 10.
So Bryn and Aery are the only two to succeed. You are now a little bit buzzed. The rest of you are approaching drunk pretty quickly.
Another round, anybody?
Yes, I particularly liked the summer's dusk. I thought, as she said, it was very bright. I'm intrigued by the pink coloration as well. It must have something to do with like the alkalinity of the mix, and then it's bringing this beautiful color to it.
And now Bryn's just like realizing that everyone else apart from Aery, because she's like having this conversation with Aery, and then just like turning, engaging the rest of the table, and she's like, oh. Or maybe this will have another one, Aery. I don't know.
Yeah, I won't stop anyone else from joining us.
At this point, Lena comes over and offers additional drinks. I think we'll go ahead and do a quick break while the party gets hammered.
We'll do some
So
shots in the break.
Yeah, I just want to double check. Is the intention for you guys to get drunk or to enjoy yourselves?
I think
See what happens.
We can go either way.
Whatever happens, happens. I feel.
Yeah.
If the dice
Okay.
tell us.
Gotcha. Excellent. Yeah. So it is the 02 where I'm at in my time zone, hour 02. It might be the 32 in the Adelaide time zone. Let's go ahead and do 13 minutes from now. So the 45
Nice.
in that time zone. Really don't like that number, apparently. Or the 15. So we'll be back, everyone. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you soon.
I swear that R came from somewhere that was not here, but it's there. But blah, blah, blah.
Oh,
Blah, 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 blah. I heard it too. You're not crazy.
yeah, I think we all heard it. Welcome back, everyone. Where we left off with the party, they were having drinks and were sitting around the table just having a grand old time discussing their plan. If I remember correctly.
I thought we were going to talk about Eminence and Oriana's family issues.
Oh yeah, let's get to that.
Oh, I mean, Eminence is not starting that conversation.
And very much neither is Oriana.
Yeah, Lena comes back over and she takes personalized orders at this point, specifically trying to cater a drink that she thinks each of you will enjoy. And after she gets the order, she departs into the back.
I like her. She's really nice.
Yes, I think that she's very nice too.
So nice. Is everybody excited for dinner tonight?
Oh, yes, I think that it's going to be very nice. Romeo is so nice, and I can't believe he's bringing all these maps and things for us.
Plus the lady's pretty cute.
Oh, Natalie, yeah, she
Really pretty. Yeah.
I love Frog Emmy.
and Silence too. I really do hope that he does come. He was very stoic, but he seems very professional.
I forgot we invited him.
That's a lie.
I'm not rolling a deception check. That's just a lie.
That's a lie.
Natalie's drunk, basically, so
No filter.
I don't know what you're talking about, but I don't know.
I mean, I didn't really insinuate anything. You just kind of offered that information. I was just saying that he was very professional seeming. Why are you interested?
I was just saying that I forgot that he was coming.
What did you think of him though, Emmy? He was very handsome.
He was very handsome.
Was he? I forgot.
Wow, is your memory okay?
What was that?
Is your memory okay?
Yeah, did you
Fine.
like falling?
Did you actually? It doesn't matter. It's fine.
Did you hit your head or something when we were in the forest? Because like concussion is a serious thing. If you're having these lapses in memory, do you need me to do some healing or something?
I don't know why everyone is attacking me right now.
At this point, Lena comes back over and starts setting down drinks in front of each of you. And as she finally gets to you, Eminence, she puts down what looks to be like a warm mug. You can see like some steam kind of coming off of the top of it. This one's a bit more gentle. I wouldn't recommend doing this all in one go.
Oh, okay. You're really nice.
That's very kind of you to say.
Thank you so much, Lena.
Absolutely. If there's anything else, please just let me know. And she steps back.
Man, there are some really weird people, but some super nice people in this town, hey?
Yeah, it's kind of like Whiplash, huh?
Yeah, this town's cool.
So at this point, Eredan is just going to start swatting, like if you're trying to catch a
Eredan, are you okay?
Fairies everywhere.
Where?
Why would you be squishing fairies?
Yeah,
Bad.
don't squish the fairies, Eredan.
They're bad.
Why are fairies bad?
Et al. I'm not going to keep thumping my desk. But he'll continue doing that just ad nauseum.
Bryn would like lean over to Aery and say, Have you seen him drunk before? Does he always do this?
No, I haven't, and I hope not.
I really hope not too. This is like a really nice establishment, and he kind of looks like a crazy person a little bit.
Yeah, well,
you could see that the other couple in the front, they both are kind of looking over with a small element of concern in their eyes.
Aery will just like wave to them, like,
Yeah.
I don't want to kill like the buzz, but should I do something about that to like sober him up a little bit?
Eredan. And she'll try to do the handshake that they just came up with earlier. Like,
Alright, so he'll try and do that, but that's a level of dexterity that he probably doesn't have at the moment.
Make a sleight of hand check with disadvantage.
Sure. 2 plus sleight of hand was 6. So a total of 6.
So you kind of hold out your hand for the secret handshake, and Eredan just gives you a handshake.
Perfect.
Okay, does Emmy usually get drunk this easy? Is it like Aery again?
Really, to be honest, Emmy doesn't really drink. So this is new.
Emmy's right here, by the way.
Yeah, you're like really.
They might not be real.
It's okay, Aery, it's fine. She'll just forget about this conversation in like 2 minutes anyway, hey?
I'm pretty sure they're real, Eredan.
Maybe.
You okay? You don't seem happy.
Suspicious.
Don't be suspicious. They're our friends.
Shh. They could hear us.
Okay. Don't be suspicious. They're our friends.
As the two of you are whispering like that, looking in your glass, Eredan, you can see it's not a lot of liquid. It's like what looks like a whiskey, but there are 3 small ice cubes. And as you're having a conversation, one of the ice cubes just falls off of the stack and collapses into the glass.
Okay, let's see. I am going to just... What have I got that's not... I don't...
What have you got?
Oh my
I'm just
days.
trying to find...
Checks spell list.
What is happening?
Just about. I'm trying to find something that won't... Because he's not completely trashed. I'm trying to find something.
No, go for it. I have counterspell.
Bryn's like toasting Aery, just like, oh, this is actually really nice. She really like picked it for us. We didn't even tell her our tasting preferences.
I know. What good service, really.
Sick, that's perfect. So I've got a steak in my backpack, so I'm just going to pull out a steak and try and smash the ice cube into like a really fine powder.
Well,
So it's in the glass. It's in the glass.
Eredan.
So how do you turn an ice cube into powder? You're going to do that with a glass.
Yeah, smash the fuck out.
But you're just going to make smaller pieces of ice.
Correct.
Okay, the ice cube is in the glass. Are you removing it from the glass before you start smashing it?
All the ice is out of the glass, and I'm
you
trying
just
to
scoop it out. You dip your fingers into the liquid and scatter the ice on the table. And the rest of you watch as he pulls the steak back and just digs it into the ice, and it kind of shatters. At this point, the other couple at the other table just start turning and looking, and you can see a look of absolute fear and confusion at the noise. Lane's behind the counter. She looks up and, oh,
I think now is a good time to perhaps sober him up.
Yeah, and Bryn's gonna lean over and just like 5 points of lay on hands, which removes poison.
yeah, you are immediately sobered up. And it is like a sense of vertigo, like just like the cold snap of reality comes back at you very, very quickly, and you realize you have a steak in your hand and you're stabbing ice.
Like,
and there's just a stall.
I don't want to be a buzzkill on this dude, but you really need to like calm down. This is a very nice place, and I would like to come back here and drink again before we leave.
Yeah, that's a really good point. I'm not sure what that was.
It was an ice cube, but it's not before. It's like
I just kind of I attempt. So he tries to tidy up kind of the mess he made as best he can, and he
You
kind of
like scoop the ice out of the way, and as you do, you can see there's like a solid gouge in the table from where you just stabbed it with a wooden stake.
I can't believe you've done this.
Neither can I. This wasn't my plan. I promise it wasn't my plan.
Lena behind the counter. Is everything all right over there? Enjoying your drinks?
I think he's just
really good.
thinking it'd be a warm beverage, and then it was cold, and brings back. Does anyone know how to do any kind of magical mending or something?
No.
No.
Does no one have mending?
Why would we have
Surely.
a useful thing like that?
Oh boy.
Oh,
Are you guys just going to do like the napkin cover up and leave?
No, Bryn likes this woman. She's gonna be honest. She was hoping we could resolve this beforehand. Though.
No, so did Eredan before he was trashed up. Yeah, let's see if it's...
I think that really, if you just apologize and offer to pay for the table.
Yeah, I think that's probably the best we can do. I'm just... no.
No, I think it's the best that you can do. No one else took out a wooden stake from their bag and started pulverizing ice cubes.
Why do you even have a stake in your bag? That's so strange.
We're adventurers. You don't know what you're going to run into on the road.
Ice cubes, apparently.
I have daggers.
Oh, that's really cool, Emmy. Yeah.
Alright, so I pull out some gold and I pay the lady whatever she
Pay the
says.
lady. You have a conversation. You apologize to her. You don't just pay the lady. She's so nice, and she paid all these nice beverages for her. And you're just giving her money and walking away. No, you have to apologize.
That was
to her.
out of character.
So what are you doing?
All right. So yeah, I wander over and I pull out of my coin purse whatever we reckon the table is worth. DM. Please don't yell at me again. And what the
Is everything all right, Eredan?
Yeah, I apologize. I'm so sorry. I think that drink was just a little bit too much for me. I'm probably in retrospect shouldn't be drinking it all. Really, I'm sorry. I have damaged your tabletop. His X amount of money to pay for the damage.
Well, if the damage isn't too severe, I'm sure we can just write it off. Are you sure everything's all right? Is there anything I can provide that might help you with this?
Maybe just.
So nice.
You're so nice. No, you're lovely, and no, I absolutely insist. I need to pay for the damage that I've done. So, a glass of water would be nice, though. I'm so sorry.
A glass of water.
I'm doing it again.
We have more subtle drinks, if that's more your poison. We also do have non-alcoholic drinks.
I think if we're going to continue to drink, anything non-alcoholic or non-intoxicating is fine. I'll just stick to that. Thank you.
I understand. Thank you so much.
No.
I'll see if I can
so
come up with
sorry.
something for you. And she starts mixing you a drink.
So, like, what was that all about?
I don't know. I think he really just hates ice cubes. I'm assuming this is while Eredan's up at the bar apologizing. That was just the grill. What the hell was that?
What's to hate in an ice cube, really? It's just like...
I don't know. I think cold's like the best element.
Disagree.
Anyway, cold is like the best element, so I really don't see what he has against it. It's like a really cold, refreshing beverage after a hard day. Can't beat it.
I think that lightning's pretty cool.
Lightning is pretty cool as well, actually. Look, all elements are equal, but like Ice and I go way back, so I don't know why he's getting so angry at it.
Maybe he's secretly angry at you, Bryn.
Angry at me? What did I do?
I don't know.
So much sense.
The evidence is there.
I mean, have I ever insinuated before? Oh, no, I did breathe like ice and stuff in front of him once. Maybe he really doesn't like me for something. Maybe should I ask him when he gets back?
Yeah, I think it's probably better to just get it all
Get it out on the table. We don't want any deep-seated trust issues that are going to grow into something else, and then he's putting the stake through my heart instead of beating an ice cube on the table.
And
At
also,
about this point, Eredan, you head back over with a warm apple cider.
Yeah, sounds good.
Eredan, do you hate Brynjael?
Do you hate
What?
me?
Yeah,
What?
him?
No, I don't hate him.
I breathed ice, and now you're like destroying ice cubes on tables in nice establishments. I think we should really talk about it. I thought that we were getting along quite well.
I think we do as well. That's 100% not the issue. I feel like we've discussed my issues previously. It's like anything else. When you drink too much, the things that are bubbling below the surface come to the top.
Oh, right. Yeah, you have the thing with the ice guy. Yeah. Oh, sorry, Bryn. I shouldn't have even thought of that.
Oh, yeah.
I guess it doesn't hate you after all.
No, that's like a lot off my mind. I'm glad we got that out in the open.
I'm so sorry. Anyway, enough of my issues. So
Someone else's issues as
awfully
well.
quiet. You've been awfully quiet this afternoon, Oriana. And what's your family like?
Yeah, because she's boring.
family.
Sure, you must have more family, though. It can't just be you and Emmy.
Rather unfortunately not. I don't particularly want to have this conversation.
I know.
Of course you don't. You're like the outcast now.
That's so cool. Oriana, why
To
are you
be
out
fair, it was you for how old are you?
Old enough.
Old enough to have been the outcast for, 99% of your life. And honestly, if you're pulling that, I'm imagining Aery pulling exactly this face and get very frustrated. And I've given up so much to follow you around, and you don't?
Ask you to.
No.
It's kind of like you did it.
So
I don't think you would still be alive if I hadn't.
Well, you never give me a chance to try.
Do you want me to?
I mean,
Next time you're in trouble, do you just want me to stay out of it? Do you want to see how well that goes? Do you know how many times you almost got arrested in those 2 fucking years? Wait, it wasn't years.
Yes.
In that 1 year, I've lost all concept of time. In that year that we were running around with Aery, do you understand how many times I pulled your asses out of the fire?
Don't bring me into this.
yeah, Aery and I can look after ourselves.
Aery, perhaps. I'm not convinced. But
Never let me prove anything to you. You just make your assumptions.
side note, hats off, Nicole. Level 10 drunken fake. So good.
How are you?
I'm sure I had a reply, but I've entirely forgotten it, and that's a drunk person thing to do. So we're just gonna go with obstinate silence.
Elena walks over to the table at this point. Another round.
I
see.
think I'd love to have another round.
The conversation seems to be taking a turn. Something light or something a bit
Oh, do you have anything
heavier.
effervescent, like a little bit of bubble to it?
I think I might.
Ooh. I'll have one of those. Do you want something bubbly, Aery?
Bryn will like look towards like Ori and Emmy and just
Bubbly?
I like bubbles.
Natalie, do you want a bubbly drink or are you just like vibing?
Is doing that thing where like when you're drunk and there's like drama unfolding around you, where you just go into like the freeze stage and you just kind of sit there observing it all.
it's like the equivalent if there was like it was a house party and there's like a dog or cat that you can like remove yourself from conversation and just pet the dog or cat and just like ignore what's like going on around you.
Like you're like
That was
fly on the wall, but like
like
in the middle of the table. Like just
If I don't move, maybe they'll forget I'm here.
yeah.
Is that a yes
Oh.
or no to bubbly drink? That's bubbly drink. We'll get. Oh, what about you guys?
I like bubbly drink.
For 4 of them.
I think Eredan got a drink, so I think just 4 bubbly ones. Thank you so
Or-
much.
Eminence, perhaps. Oriana, perhaps something a bit darker.
Bitchy.
Ugh, darker sounds really nice, doesn't it, Oriana? Like a little bit dark, a little bit heavier.
Do you mean like a
Excellent.
I know just the thing.
Always
Uh,
different.
yeah, and she steps away.
At this point, Bryn like leans over to Aery. He's like, okay, Aery, you tell me if I need to be dishing out any more. Just like
What do you mean?
you
Going
let me
to
know. I'm just going to let that one fold. But I think you have a better. You spend a lot more time with them, so you just you let me know.
I think unless they start, actively trying to like physically harm each other, we're good.
Okay. Okay.
So, Emmy, you've mentioned your dad as being someone with some level of influence previously. So, who is he exactly?
His name
No.
is
Now I want to know.
not
No.
whatever.
His name is not.
like really important, and he chose me to be his like I'm gonna be him one day.
You're his
And that-
successor, his heir.
Yeah, even though I'm younger, but
That's interesting.
Oriana doesn't like. She don't want me to tell people about that.
Oh no, because that's absolutely how it went. I didn't turn it down. You were just, the spare. I mean, you're not even legitimate.
So,
Mhm.
that sounds like actual nobility. So, what are you royalty of? Those sound like succession laws for human kingdoms.
Yeah, but we're like not humans. I don't know if you noticed.
Yes, obviously, but like those are the phrases that are used around kings and queens.
Yeah, they are.
Is that so?
But not exactly.
You guys royal though?
Not
Are you
exactly.
royalty then?
No.
Well, you're obviously nobility at least. So why on earth are you wandering around like this when you could be at home being served, having fun?
I don't know. Why are we out here, Emmy?
I don't wanna talk about that.
No. Of course not.
Okay, well, fair's fair. I told you most of my secrets, just because they were dangerous to the party potentially. So, is there anything like that we need to worry about if you're on the run and
Nope.
you're royalty? Was there a coup or a?
Nope.
I'm not on. How dare you? I'm not on the run. I'm not running from fucking anything. I don't run from fucking anything.
You're doing this so well.
At this point, Lena reapproaches the table.
More
I
drinks
have
have arrived.
some spritzers for the rest of you. Something to beat the afternoon heat. And for you, Oriana, this is called, forgive me if this is overstepping, but I thought you might enjoy it, smolder. And she sets down like a single clay mug in front of you, and you can see there's like the warm vapors coming off of the top of it as it has been heated.
What is it? Like, that's a name. That's not like
it's
ingredients.
I feel like cinnamon, definitely some kind of like fireball, and like something a little bit sweet as
Yes,
well.
It's something to warm you up on a cold winter night after a long day trekking through the snow. This is something with some heat. And I feel like Josh's description is pretty accurate. It's like cinnamon and a little bit of sweetness and maybe just like a splash of honey.
Cheers, everyone.
You tell her you're not cold?
So,
I understand.
Right.
Sometimes my own tastes can get in the way of what I perceive others to like. I'll just leave this here and I'll see about making you something else.
I'm not going to drink it. I just don't. I'm not cold.
Oh, yes.
Your disposition is pretty cool, so maybe you
Yeah.
Sorry, I attempt to high five Aery.
I mean, you're sober, and Aery's
Just buzzed.
fine. Yeah, buzzed. So.
Nah, I got the cocaine I asked for. Oh wait, yeah, do we have to like roll another constitution check after all of these drinks, or we just like
Yep.
chill? Okay.
So let's get a con save
Should
for
I even bother
everyone.
rolling?
Everyone has +3 from
Yeah.
Bryn's aura.
Do we have a disadvantage?
So Natalie, you do, because you went from buzz to drunk, so you have disadvantage. Bryn?
25.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like a champ.
paladin.
Yeah. Natalie?
Oh, sorry. I forgot what my name was. I drunk?
Actually, drunk.
15. So, not worse.
15's a success, yeah. Aery?
15.
15. Emmy?
15.
Oriana?
15.
Cool.
Ah,
And Eredan, you're drinking cider still.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you guys are great. The catered round goes through smoothly, and now you guys have your light and bubbly round.
So, Aery, how's things? Bridget's just like kind of wanting to move away from like the sass. I'm just like, must be a bit different traveling around a lot and stuff.
Oh, push to talk is hard. It's super different, but I get to make so many friends, and that's really fun. I'm really kind of worried about the mood now. We have a really important dinner soon, and everyone's kind of like black.
oh my god, yeah, the dinner.
Yeah, in case you forgot about that one, we do have a dinner coming up this evening.
Yeah,
It's about
really
5 o'clock right now.
be good and put on a nice face and like not argue in front of super important people.
Lakeside.
You don't think I have a nice face?
That's not what I mean by a nice face. I mean like as a group we need to put forward like a good image of ourselves, not one where we are like smashing tables or like fighting with each other or like yelling and stuff like that,
So when you say that, Natalie will have been like sitting there like with her glass like right up there having a sip, and then she just puts it down and she's like not getting drunk before a big dinner event.
What? No, getting drunk
no.
is fine. Just like not getting drunk and fucking shit up.
Yeah, like keeping the mood light and bright, not getting like, you know, when you have like some people get it with red wine, they drink too much and they get really sad, and then they kind of lash out at people they care about and love, and then it makes like a big scene, and it makes everyone else at the table really uncomfortable, and then no one wants to have a conversation, and then people kind of leave, and then it's not fun.
Oh my
For
God,
a
yeah. I hate when people do that.
I think maybe Natalie does have a point, so we should stop drinking now before it gets any worse.
I mean, if anyone is wanting a little pick-me-up, let me know.
Yeah, I mean, I'm chill, but I'm just worried about everyone else holding it together.
I'm fine.
Nearly
Yeah,
asleep.
super fine, Emmy. Super fine.
She needs a literal pick me up. Do you want me to give you a piggyback back to the tavern?
Oh my God, yes.
Hell yeah.
Well, should we wrap up here and then maybe go and we'll get ready for dinner?
Yes, was anyone else wanting to buy anything or say thank you to Lena again, because she's been incredibly hospitable, and we kind of, it's the other table. Bryn's gonna like look over. Is the other table still there, or did they
They're
leave?
gone.
Yeah.
They left.
Surprise.
Like, shortly after you guys smashed the table, they were like, Bill.
Yeah, like that.
You say you guys like
Wait,
the goal of that.
smash.
Smashed, well, not smashed it into pieces, but you smashed
Right.
into the table.
Yeah. Like, I was imagining, like, gouged a dent in it, not like the table is in pieces on the floor.
No. You just gouged into it, yeah.
On the way out, Natalie would like to buy a bottle, but I would imagine she'd probably go for something. Because we have two of the coffee rum things and
coffee
one
rum?
of the.
The one that we know of the strong
Oh,
one, and
yeah.
then yeah.
So I'd imagine maybe she'd go for like a whiskey, like something that's maybe like smokier as opposed to like the sweeter kind of flavors.
Yeah. She gets you something that's sort of very vibrant, full-bodied. Definitely a whiskey. To be the bottle is often kept for specific celebrations, because when consumed in large quantities, it is fantastic, and it's one of the few alcohols that it starts rough, but then the more you drink it, the better it gets.
Right.
To the point where you stop remembering when you stop drinking.
Right. Well,
Smooth the whole way across.
Mm.
Yeah. This bottle will probably be about, I would say, about 21 gold for this one. Yeah.
And Bryn will as well go up and ask.
Yeah, it's got like a small fine wooden case as well.
Perfect.
Bryn will go up and just ask as well, because she seemed to know with like silence. She will ask for Elromir and Naladria as well. So like, we're entertaining. If you happen to know their preferences, otherwise I'll get a bottle of the amber, the nectar, because that was very nice.
Of course. The nectar would be 12 gold. Elromir, he actually is a fan of mixed drinks. I know that he quite enjoys I know what other establishments call it, and perhaps you may be able to recognize it. Sex on a beach.
Yes, what is that? Yes.
Yes.
And Naladria?
Naladri is a wine drinker. I have a bottle that she often is a fan of as well.
Wonderful. I'll take a bottle of the red. And
I can assemble a small package for Elromir. We'll call it 10.
So 22 altogether, 12 and 10?
Yeah.
Perfect. That would be lovely. And she's going to give another 2 gold. I'm so sorry again. Like, if we were the reason that those people left, I don't know what came over him. He's usually pretty chill, but, you know.
I'm very familiar with what alcohol can do to people, and I appreciate how upfront the 6 of you are. But please feel free to come back anytime if you need some privacy. We do have closed rooms in the back if you're looking to entertain in a more private setting as well.
That's what I think. Look, us away from people might be the way to go. Not sure how this is going to play out tonight, but we're going to have the drinks covered, and it's going to be wonderful on that front.
There might have been some of that involved in that decision making, but yes, I would like to see you all again as well. Best of luck with dinner.
Thank you so much.
Have a nice evening. And she kind of gives like,
Goodbye. So nice to meet you. Goodbye. Goodbye.
Are we going?
Yes, we're going to go back to the tavern so that we can freshen up and, you know, get dinner organized and when they arrive, so that they're not like waiting for us when we ask them to come and see us.
Okay.
Again, if you forgot Silence is coming tonight, you know, that was slipping the memory.
Oh, yeah, I totally forgot about him. Okay, let's go.
Hey, Emmy. Once for like a decent. Are you back?
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
you don't even need to roll for it. You just whoop voice up the tiefling. And the 6 of you,
like, you know, pretending that they're on an airplane kind of thing.
Yeah. Nah, I'm gonna fall asleep on her shoulder on the way home.
Absolutely. It's probably about 5:15, 5:20 by the time that you guys leave. So you arrive back at the Golden Tankard at about 5:45. And it seems as though it's getting ready for dinner. It's still a bit premature, but your rooms are as you left them.
Do like a half-hour checkout where, you know, you lie down on your bed and just look at your phone for a bit, you know, like
Absolutely.
yeah.
The just arrived. Yeah.
How am I doing? Did I wake up, or did Natalie plop me on the bed and let me sleep it off?
I would imagine that if you were still asleep, I would have just carried you through. If anyone had asked, I'd just be like, just like plot you down to go have more sleep.
Yeah. The bartender kind of looks on a little curiously at this fully grown adult tiefling on the back of the half-orc, but doesn't think too much of it.
My tail's wagging in my sleep.
Oh.
It's just flicking back
I
and
knock
forth.
a drink off the table as she carries me upstairs.
I like to imagine that as you're laying in bed, someone is like in the bed on the other side, and the tail is just like against their foot.
It's like those videos, you know, when the dog's tail and the cat's just there, like.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, so it's about 6:15 at this point. You take a short rest, and I imagine everyone is nice and awake at this point. I will say those of you who did get a little drunk are sobering up a bit, and you're approaching buzzed, but not quite to sober just yet.
Makes sense.
And then what about Aery and I? Because we never got to drunk.
The 2 of you were buzzed. The 2 of you were like, you want to smoke a cigarette? Sure. Step out.
And I should be mostly recovered, right? Because I got healed out of it. And
Yeah, you're still
sober.
You're
Yeah.
stone cold sober. So the 3 of you are sober.
Well, should we go down and maybe like wait for our guests to?
Yeah, I think maybe even see if we can get like a private dining space.
Oh yeah, we probably should have organized that earlier. Huh?
So I guess Bryn will go and knock on Aery's room door.
Hello.
Housekeeping. I can't hear you. Should we go down and see if we can organize a private dining space for this evening?
Oh, that's a very good idea. We should have thought about that much.
Well, if they don't have anything available for this evening, seeing as we have a suite as one of the rooms, we could always ask to have it catered in the room, even if they don't have a proper private dining space.
That's so exciting! Yeah, definitely. I mean, good backup plan.
Good backup plan. But we'll see if they have. I'm sure he has a private dining space, maybe available if we're lucky.
And also, we're like his favorite patrons, obviously, so like, surely he'll just kick anyone else out for us.
Probably not if they've booked it, but maybe.
Maybe!
So I guess we go downstairs.
Yeah, you head downstairs. You can see that there's starting to be a little bit more of a bustle of activity as everyone is getting ready for dinner. And as the two of you are sort of doing that hotel thing, like, do we order here? Do we go to a table? Do we need a room number? Ascat sort of bustles out of the kitchen. You can see he's got his big old white apron, big bushy beard. And, all right, hey, it's good to see you. How?
Hello, Ascat.
So good to
dinner
see you
for two
again.
tonight? What's the deal?
We stopped by the decanter just to buy, peruse, see what there was.
Lovely place.
Very.
We have some guests coming for dinner tonight. I'm sorry, we should have asked you sooner, but is a private room available for dinner?
Oh, I am. Oh, I'm afraid not tonight. It's been all booked out.
No, it's fine. We just have the king's advisor is coming for dinner with us, so
No big deal.
Yes,
it's fine. I'm sure he'll be happy sitting in the common space, or maybe we can have it served in one of the suites or something.
I think we'll see what we can do. Give us a minute. Give us a minute.
I'm sure silence seems very accommodating to most situations.
And he kind of bobbles off a little bit, and you can see he walks over to the waiter and kind of talks to him, and the waiter says something back and like frowns, and Ascat starts to gesture, and the waiter starts to gesture, and they both look at you, and then they go back and keep talking a little bit more.
It's going well.
I think it's going really well. I don't think it's going to be a problem for us.
The waiter at this point he's got like one of those like half aprons that like start at the waist and just go down to like mid thigh. He takes it, just pulls it off, holds it up next to Ascat, and just drops it on the ground and walks out.
Yeah, seems good, right?
Yeah.
At this point, Ascat kind of takes a deep breath and, without like very deliberately not turning to look at the two of you, reaches his foot over and grabs the apron and just kind of slides it behind the bar, so it's not just out on the floor. Takes a deep breath and walks over. Well, I can't do the private dining room, but we can get some tables upstairs and set you up with a private suite in your rooms. Let me know which suite you'll do, and if you could move the beds to the side, we'll have some tables and chairs brought up.
Yeah, I'm sure someone can move them.
Yes,
I'm not wrong. You can probably move them. I supervise.
Yes, Aery, you can supervise. You can tell me where I should put them, and I'll move them to the side of the room. Well, perhaps then Aery and Eredan were sharing, right? Aery and Eredan's room. Eredan has full use of all his faculties at the moment, so we can explain what's happening. So perhaps we should pick your room.
Yeah, that's fine. We can. Let's see if we can move up. We might even be able to move our beds into the other rooms, just so it's empty and neat and tidy. It's nice to not have visible beds, if at all possible.
Okay, let's do that.
Yeah, so I'll say, for the sake of brevity, the three sober members of the party are able to get the beds out of the room and like push your suitcases to the side and clean it up. After which Ascat brings up a number of small square tables that he sort of like assembles together, and then starts bringing up some chairs as well. Right, how many guests?
So we have Silence, Eldromia, and Naladria coming for dinner with us.
Ooh, Silence. Well, all right. Okay. Yeah, I'll go get the chairs. And he heads back down. Soon enough, you have a table with places set for 9 and chairs around it as well. Right, well, let me know if there's anything else that you need, and I'll be happy to help you all out. Once everybody's all nice and settled, I'll manage the orders and everything.
Thank you so much.
Right.
Thank you, Oscar.
Good luck.
Yes, thank you. We acknowledge we've kind of put you on the spot. Thank you for doing a good job in a pinch.
It's nothing.
Yes, for such an important dinner, we couldn't think of anywhere better to have it. So we wanted to, the food has been so good here, so we wanted to make sure that they'd have a good time and a good feed, so we thought that this was the perfect place.
Warms my heart. Really does. Thank you. And he heads downstairs.
He hates us now.
Yeah.
It was like the mix where it's just like, it's really good business-wise to have such high-ranking people here. Why did you not give me notice?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're space cadets. What do you expect?
Okay. It's probably about 10 or 15 minutes after that point that you hear a knock at the door upstairs. Natalie, Eminence, and Oriana, I imagine the three of you have been assembled at this point.
Bryn would have offered as well. Anyone feeling, a little foggy, need a little pick-me-up? Please do let me know. I'm happy to accommodate.
We basically sober now, or is that something we should accept?
You're still probably buzzed at this point.
What exactly is a little pick-me-up?
Okay, Bryn is just going to lean over and have Eminence on the shoulder and just 5 points of lay on hands to remove poison.
Yeah.
And just like with Eredan, reality just snaps in with just like the cold splash of sobriety. And you realize, wow.
Absolute mortification crosses her face. Oh, thank you.
You're so welcome. Oriana, of course, you're very put together as you always are, but if you would like...
I don't know, that didn't look particularly pleasant.
Well, the sober experience is not always fantastic for everyone, but
Look, it's probably much more pleasant than saying something drunken and embarrassing in front of the administrators of the city.
I mean, it wouldn't be the first time you've embarrassed yourself in front of important people.
Wow, sobering her up really didn't help the situation like I was hoping it would.
Yeah, this is like the exact opposite to what I was hoping was happening. Should we get drunk again?
Is she hungover?
No, it wouldn't be hungover because it removes poison. So.
Right. Yeah.
Slightly dehydrated, but not hungover.
Just
she'll go pour herself a glass of water and roll her eyes at everyone.
We will go with the lay on hands.
Okay, lay on hands.
Only because I feel like Oriana's like, yes, no, that could be dangerous, but not for the administration. You're my sister.
Her sister, yeah. So 5.
Natalie, how are you feeling?
Look, I mean, I feel fine, but also let's maybe all start on the same point.
And lay on hands, as she's talking.
Get drunk together from scratch again.
Exactly.
Yes, it's probably going to be making drinks for everyone. It's probably good that we all start on the same level. I mean, who knows? Maybe they'll arrive buzzed, but we don't know how they're going
to... Did we ask for glasses? Also, do we have a game or anything to occupy the table?
I don't know if it's kind of, traditional to play games.
I think scrap and things like that aren't really for high-class dinners.
No.
I can ask, but I don't know if that's the reason.
It sounds fun, but it's just not the usual kind of entertainment I think you would expect for something like this.
Yeah, should have.
We could ask Eredan to play for us. after
Yes,
dinner.
that's true. I could play in the background. It might be something, at least.
Right. Well, I guess we just everyone was already wearing really nice clothes and stuff because we were wearing fine attire going in. So
Yep.
I guess everyone's dressed to the nines
Everyone's
and
still
stuff
dressed
still.
Probably after about 10 minutes or so, there is a gentle knock on the door. And coming in from the other side, Askat steps aside and holds open the door. And stepping forward, you see El Romior once again entering into the room. As is expected, his arms are just full of different sheafs of paper. And you gather that he probably lost some on the way. And he just kind of like looks around and sees the
Bryn will
corner.
Bryn will like rush up and like help him so that he doesn't kind of explode with.
Yeah, so some of them just still like tumble to the floor. And, so good to see you. At which point, stepping in behind El Romior is Natalie. Once again, you can see that she just kind of takes in the room and looks at everything one by one, sees the 9 seats at the table, and just gives a curt nod. And then stepping in behind, standing in the doorway, not fully entering into the room, is Silence. As his blue eyes just scan each and every one of you, and his expression just tightens ever so slightly. And
Come and make yourself at home.
yeah, of course. Here I will leave these documents.
Yes, thank you so
we
much.
can talk about them in a moment. Of course, you've already met Natalie. Here is. Do you know him? You love him. His name is Silence, and he does not talk very much. So please make yourself. Is there a seating arrangement, or are we just sort of free fall?
Oh, sit wherever you would like.
Okay. And he just walks over and just grabs a chair, and as he does, the chair like kind of tilts a little bit, and he and then sits down into it. Perfect. Good. I'm very hungry. It has been quite some time since we have had dinner. Lunch. He looks over to Askat. What will we be expecting to eat tonight? And Askat, well, we've still got some salt beef from yesterday. Should be pretty good. The veggie stew is also very popular. I can also cook up a specific dish. At which point Silence kind of looks over and soup is all he says. Before walking into the room and gingerly sitting down next to El Romior. And Natalie looks over and I'll take the beast. And the three of them place their order with Askat before El Romior looks back over at the rest of you. I presume the rest of you have already ordered food here. I gather this is one of your rooms?
It is.
Yes, we thought a more private dining space. Of course, you all maintain busy schedules, so we thought that outside of a crowded dining hall may be a preference for you.
That would be very nice. You would not believe how much we get petitioned outside of the central keep. It is quite a pain.
That's so rude.
Petitions for business.
Yeah, that's what I assumed.
Rude.
I'm sorry. It is my accent. Common is not my first tongue.
Oh, don't worry about it. We did take the liberty as well of organizing a selection of beverages while we wait for the food, and Bryn would have already had the bottle of red breathing before they got here, and we'll kind of fashion individual drinks for each of them.
Yeah,
And Aery will help by like giving the drinks out, like serving them.
absolutely. El Romior receives his, and these are so good. They remind me of home, and this is the first few times that I've been drinking. If you may, perhaps keep these slow for me. I tend to get a bit out of control.
Oh, absolutely.
Don't worry, we are very well acquainted with people who get out of control when they drink.
And if you feel like it's getting a little too much, please do let me know. I am very good at alleviating a hangover or, a little bit of intoxication.
Perhaps some healing magic you have.
Yes, I'm a paladin, and I also have a history in my family of medical practices.
And he's like smiling and nodding, and he turns his head over to Silence and like keeps the smile and nod, like a magic user who can heal alcohol. So that is very nice. That is good to have. And he turns back to the rest of you.
Insight check that.
I was just
Sure, yeah, insight check.
Bryn's just like completely oblivious, just like, oh yeah, so nice.
Imagine Natalie's a bull right now. Like, do I sit up straight? Is that trying to mirror everyone? Like,
yeah.
So Jam cut me off, but I was like, I would also like to insight check. So I've also rolled for this.
Yeah. What'd you get?
Mine was a dirty 20.
Mine's 23.
23. The two of you are able to ascertain that El Romeo in this is trying to be like, hey, Silence, in case you weren't paying attention, they have someone who can get rid of alcohol. So
Yeah,
do
but
with that what you will.
Is he implying something else?
I think, is it like a lighten up? Like if you get too drunk, they could just like remove the drunkenness
That
for
one.
you, kind of thing.
Yeah. And at that, Silence kind of just looks over at him and ever so slightly lowers his eyes as he looks over at the rest of you. And then you can see that his eyes actually settle behind you on the wide liqueur that you purchased specifically for him. And they kind of hesitate there for a moment.
Of course, there's no obligation, but we did try our best to accommodate something for everyone's taste.
Yeah, so we actually sampled this ourselves today. It's very nice if you would like some yourself.
Make a persuasion check with advantage.
Who?
So either of you can make it, or one of you can make it twice.
Plus 7 persuasion.
Yeah, you go there, +6.
17 plus 7. So
24.
4.
He looks at you and 1.
Oh,
is all
yes.
he says.
Bruno, make it up, like has the like sugar syrup and stuff, a little shaker, and then like with the foam, like we even stopped for like a little garnish on the way, and she's got like the 3 little coffee beans on, like making a little clover shape on the top.
Mm-hmm. And you slide it.
Eminenc's face because she has no memory of stopping anywhere on the way home.
He takes a small sniff before plucking the garnish off and taking a taste.
What do you think?
He just gives you like a smile and a curt nod.
Bryn will, like, for everyone else, like, in the party as well, like, whip up drinks and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's like jokingly from the bar, that's like, my father was an apothecarist and like this for so many years. I'm sure he's so happy with how I'm using my medicinal knowledge and talent. Like it's joking, like light conversation, ha ha ha, like making cocktails and things.
Yeah, I can see you are very good with many different types of drinks, and you can put them all together, and you know how to mix them very well. It is actually quite difficult to make sure you get them in the correct order and with the correct velocity. I know that sometimes you can try mixing things, and if you do them in the wrong way, it can become quite a problem.
Thank you. The velocity is really what I do pride myself in. I'm quite strong, and I like to put that to good use.
I cannot wait to have perhaps just one more. And he finishes back his sex on the beach.
For a moment, just like cocktail shaking.
Yeah. Naladri is kind of she's sat sort of away from the other two, and she's just enjoying her wine and sitting quietly.
Eminence, did you want me to get the chair for you? And Brina's going to pull out the chair next to Silence.
Yeah, Aery was gonna do the same for Natalie next to the hot lady.
Thank you.
So at this point, I'm just gonna lean over to Brynjael and ask, so that loot you have upstairs, is it alright if I borrow it for this evening, just in the capacity as a musical instrument, not for its magical effects?
I don't know, it's very pretty and it's mine. I'm not sure I want to be lending it out to people, but I trust you. Just don't go crazy and pull a stake out and start beating it into the table or something.
I promise I won't be doing any drinking tonight.
And I will warn you, it is not in the best repair. I do need to get it restrung. It is quite old, so maybe not playing it too much for an extended period of time. I don't want it to snap.
Yeah, understood.
I think that was in the notes. It does need, it can't be played, I think, on an hour at a time kind of thing otherwise. Or, an hour a day.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, don't worry about it.
I think that was in my notes.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, it was it can't be, you wouldn't be able to do, a full, bar set kind of thing with it.
Yeah.
Interjecting with, a little bit of, loot and then going back between your other instruments, definitely you could do.
Sounds good. All right. So I'll start with my flute then and just wait for the right moment in the conversation and then switch out.
Okay.
Eminence will kind of say to no one in particular, oh, well, I suppose if Eredan isn't drinking, then someone should join him so he doesn't feel left out.
Oh, thank you. That's lovely of you. But no, please go talk to Silence. That's half of why he's here, really.
Eredan. Shh.
I'm not saying that out loud, sorry. That's meant to be whispered in her ear.
I'm assuming as well, Aery and Bryn would have organized charcuterie kind of thing, so that there's some lovely nibbles and things while we're waiting for the mains to come out.
There seems to be a positive atmosphere in the air. El Romeo is just happily talking about anything and everything. He does almost spill his drink on himself, just drinking it, no intervention whatsoever. But he manages to catch himself. Naladri is remaining relatively quiet. You get the sense that she's content to listen and wait for the right moment to say something. And Silence has said 2 words since he has come into this room. He still has not said anything else. But you can tell that his posture is starting to open up a little bit more. Instead of looking from the side of his eye, observing the room, he's looking and following the conversation as it moves around.
Every time his head kind of moves into the side that Eminence is sitting on, she'll sort of blush and avoid eye contact.
Do you do the thing where you follow his gaze? He looks that way and you look that way? He looks that way and you
and then
look
he
that
looks
way?
that way, and I don't want him to catch me looking where he was looking.
Are you trying to hide it? Do you want to make a stealth check?
Yeah. 18.
18. He doesn't seem to be caught on.
Boo.
Okay. She'll get a little bolder, and when he's not looking, instead of looking where he's looking, she's just going to be eyeing up his profile, strong jaw.
Sure. So at this point, food is brought up from below. Your orders are placed and provided by Ascat. And the conversation enters into a bit of a natural lull while everyone eats their dinner and has a grand old time. And just before the end of the dinner, Ascat comes back up with sort of a large silver bowl that has pudding in it. I'm afraid I didn't have fucking slipping all over the place. Didn't have something prepared for you all. So I had to whip this up real quick.
It looks very nice, Ascat.
Thank you so much. That's so lovely of you to do
Very
for
kind
us.
of you.
Yeah.
What is it?
It's banana pudding.
Oh, both bananas and
banana.
pudding. That's so nice. I'm sure together they're very good.
Have you not? Oh, I must have presumed. I thought it was more common.
Sorry?
Bananas and
What's a banana?
And
It's
there's
this
more tropical.
orange fruit.
What's a pudding?
And it's
What
got
is
the
a
skin
banana?
that you peel off. And then the inside is soft and good.
Yeah, Eredan, you've never had a. Whoa. Stop barking at me. That's so weird.
Romeo is just like, sorry.
Oh, you've never had a banana before? For real?
They're not. It looks tropical. They're not. Tropical fruit is a very common.
You. Oh my god. You hate the ice and the cold. You should try going somewhere tropical. I bet you'll really like it.
Yeah, that sounds good, but maybe a topic for discussion later.
Why do you not like cold? It's quite
worry.
nice. I always hear the discussion: if you had to die by freezing to death or by burning, which would you choose?
Oh, neither. Burning. No, neither.
See, that's the things that people always think about, right? When it's with the cold and the ice, you just kind of fall asleep and then that's it. But when it's on fire and you're burning, each of your nerves, one by one, begin to send.
Yeah, that's all right. Let's maybe that doesn't make for pleasant dinner conversation. Let's say let's talk about.
Naladri kind of
I find it quite
leans
an
in and
interesting question.
I think I would go with burning as well. At least you could do something about it.
Yes, I agree as well. Even if you were to die, at least you would like die experiencing so much rather than if it's cold and then you just fall asleep.
And
Yeah,
also,
that's what you-
die of like smoke inhalation, not the actual fires. So
Oh.
Well, hopefully, unless you're actually on fire, and that's
Then I
something
think
else.
the fire will
altogether.
get you quicker.
What about you, Natalie?
I think I'd like to burn.
Cool! What a nice way to say it.
Metal.
So on that note, how long have you all been working for the city? You seem to be fairly well established. Have you been here for quite some time?
Oh my! I am very. I think I'm perhaps the youngest here. Yeah, Silence and Naladri have been here for quite some time. I think I'm coming up on 15, perhaps 15 years. Yeah, so that seems about right. Naladri. 2 10s and a half.
25. That's quite some time. Are you all from the city to begin with, or have you moved from other places? Are you adventurers like ourselves, or?
Yeah, I am from further north. I came here initially to study the forest, and my work escalated with help from this gentleman here. And he kind of puts his arm on Silence's shoulder, and you can see Silence is jostled a little bit, and he does not appear to like it. This gentleman here has done quite a lot of work and has allowed me to do some very, very good work on trying to figure out what is going on in the deep wood, and better elucidate our relationship, Valater, with the wood itself, because it is a large form of sustenance for us. If the wood was not there, then the city would not be here. So I'm trying to do that. Naladri, you... I just want to double check my notes so I don't say anything wrong.
Bryn would have topped up everyone's drinks as well as like people are finishing them. Just like they just have like a full drink. Like she'll pour Naladri another glass of wine and just place next to Silence another one. No, like doesn't say anything, but just like
Yeah. So you notice that this first one is actually empty. He did drink the entire first glass.
so she like just swaps it out with a full one.
Mm.
Party where she like just specifically do theirs. She does everyone like it's like just to show it's like just a hospitable thing. She's doing everything.
Naladri kind of joins in. I acted as the tutor for our nobility. He doesn't have much need for a tutor now, but it is nice to stay around and help consult when necessary. Though I must admit my particular expertise is in philosophy. Thank you. And you can see she kind of reaches out a hand to take the glass as you top it up. And as she does, you can see that her left hand sort of has a tremor, and she kind of catches it before taking the glass and setting it down on the table and then picking it up with her right hand.
I do understand. It's one gets attached to one's employers after some time. You'd like to see that your work's gone according to plan.
Yes, they also pay exceptionally well, and I do have a bit of affection for the family.
So at this point, I'm just going to switch over to the lute and just start softly playing something soothing and rolling in the background that just almost like a lullaby, but not quite.
Yeah, make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh no.
Oh no, I have a tune to it. I didn't even think of that.
Do I have? Oh, all right. This is better than the other version of me.
You have +3 as well if you're still near the table.
Oh, thank God. 18.
It's like a. That's why
all saving throws.
Yeah, all saving throws or protection.
So, Bryn, you have this thought of like, oh no, and you suddenly realize and turn around as he begins to like play the first few notes. You see that the lute begins to glow, almost like white hot.
Oh, God damn it.
And then suddenly there's just this pulse of psychic energy that seems to ripple almost outward like a bubble and then soak back onto Eredan's head. However, Eredan, you see this coming. You see that something is wrong with it. So you kind of like stop playing and hold it away a little bit so that when the ripple like catches you in the face full force, you're prepared and you're able to shrug off just this wave of like angry energy that just ripples over you.
Well, that's all right. So am I, first of all, has it done anything to anybody else in the room or is it just me?
It has not.
Okay, good. All right, so do I take damage or am I just like, nope?
You do not. The lute tried to psychically attack you when you tried to play it.
Maybe not that. So what is wrong with this lute?
It just really likes me so much better. I'm so sorry, Eredan.
I wish you'd warned me.
I didn't know I could do that.
That's very interesting.
So I just put it. I just carefully lean it down in the corner and go back to my flute and do same kind of music, just on my flute that isn't trying to kill me.
Yeah.
Well, wasn't that so interesting? You were talking about the family. How are they? What are they like? We haven't been able to meet them yet, unfortunately, but we would really love to.
Yeah, they're very good. I'm sure that the king would absolutely love each of you. He is quite a sweetheart. Really, just a big teddy bear. Loves what he does, loves his people very much. He is quite kind. I must admit, much of his influence, I imagine I must attribute to Naladri. I do see much of Naladri in him. I am afraid that I never did meet his brother or his mother or father. They had passed before I came, but Natalie, you knew his father for a short time. And fuck, I'm Natalie. DM things. Yes. He is very much like his father. Perhaps a bit more excitable, but he is a good man and a good king.
Yes, certainly seems very beloved by the people. As we were wandering through the town when we were new here, we were just, asking questions about the vibe of the city, and everyone seems so happy here.
Yes, everyone loves this place so much.
Yeah, so there's a lot of work that goes into making sure that everything is running smoothly. To that, we must attribute this over to this gentleman here. And he kind of pats his hand on Silence once again, and Silence kind of...
Silence, what is it exactly that you do around the place?
You could see that he is this close to something, but you're not quite sure what it is. As you ask the question, he turns and kind of looks at you and seems to catch himself, and a look of like forced sobriety almost seems to enter him. And he just kind of remains silent. Yeah. You do this all the time, I swear.
Yeah,
we can never take you anywhere. I mean, we go out for lunch, and all you do is you sit and drink coffee. Why do you come with us for lunch if you don't say anything? Yeah.
Perhaps he just enjoys your company.
I did as well. To go with the banana pudding, I'm assuming everyone kind of has it served in front of them now.
Yeah.
As a coffee lover, I'm sure you can appreciate the well-balanced bitter flavors in certain foods. I did, and kind of like gesture to Eminence, if you have the chocolate Eminence, special order purchase some 95% cacao chocolate, which would pair rather spectacularly with the banana pudding if you did want to have, any extra embellishments to dessert.
Oh, yes, of course. And while she's explaining, the chocolate Eminence pulls it out of her robe pocket and kind of drops it in her lap and picks it up really quickly and places it on the table and open up the lid. And Brynjael explained it quite well. I hear it's very, very good, bitter, dark, very good chocolate. I'm sure you'd love it.
It does hold such a high percentage cacao chocolate. Does have quite a spectacular tempering, the snap, and also one of the highest naturally occurring sources of magnesium that you can find.
Oh, interesting.
Yes, that sounds very good. I think perhaps I will take a small amount. I sort of prefer the sweet.
Yes, of course. I believe Eminence did have some white chocolate with strawberry pieces in it as well, if she's willing to share.
Oh yes, it's very creamy, and the way that it was raspberries actually. The way the raspberries.
Oh, I love raspberries so much.
Yes, it's very good. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, this is perfekt. Sehr schmackhaft, sehr gut.
So creamy.
Yeah, so just right off the tongue. Naladri politely declines. However, Silence you can see that he's eyeing the dark chocolate.
Please go ahead. I am quite the fan of it myself, so I made sure I got plenty.
He kind of reaches over and breaks off a corner, like a small piece, and pops it in his mouth.
Aery will like wink at Emmy as he reaches over to where she's sitting.
She just kind of pretends she didn't see that, but she looks a little flustered.
He nods after finally swallowing. It's good.
Does anyone feel like another drink to go with dessert?
Yeah, I think I will do one more. We can continue. If we have no further obligations for the evening, aside from getting home, and our carriage is still out front, so there's no rush. They are not going anywhere without us.
That is what I love to hear. Okay, well, I don't know how to make them, but Bryn.
Of course, it would be my pleasure. And of course, like as she's mixing like the next time, of course, on your way out, if you would like, we can have a lovely evening, and I can make sure there's not going to be a hangover in the morning.
That would be very nice. That would be so good. I swear, sometimes it's the sweets. They're so good, but they always come back for revenge in the morning.
I know, it's just the worst. And Bryn will place drinks. Even though Silence didn't say anything, if he had finished his second one, she would put another one next to him.
He was probably about halfway through, maybe a little
so
more.
She'll probably leave it until he's done, and then we'll just like when it's done. She'll offer the bottle to Natalie if she's not done with her. She wants to top up as well.
Yeah, so she's probably about 2 glasses in. She's going a little bit slower, but she does appreciate it very much. And
top it up.
Do we have the special drink?
It hasn't been used at all. Bryn has just been making standard.
We have it?
You have one, and then Emmy and Eredan went halves, and one as well secretly behind our backs.
The question is, did we actually wind up buying it, or did we just say we would and then got drunk and forgot?
I mean, I took the money out of
I thought you did it. Yeah, I thought you did it before we started drinking. You like,
before drinking.
Lena,
like,
when they came back.
Yeah, that's right. Yep.
Wait, so did I have one or Bryn had one?
You had one. I bought the coffee liqueur, and or the coffee rum, and you got the special drink.
Cool. Yeah, you can see that El Romeo is starting to loosen up and have himself a good time. So you 6 are adventurers. What might we know you from? Have you done anything recently that would perhaps?
My lineage. I mean, that's
Successfully.
My lineage and my knighthood stems from my father, Emfric van Soffel, was quite an accomplished scholar in the medical field.
That name is familiar. He did the paper on the medicinal properties of rock bark, yes? Was that him?
Yes, he had many papers that he completed. I do lose track of. He was a very accomplished man in the medical field. But yes, he has published many a paper on many rare herbs. His travels took him far and wide, and that is where my lineage comes from.
That is very good. I mean, we've already discussed your apothecary skills, and now your medicinal skills will also come quite in handy. Yeah, that is very interesting. What about the rest of you? Where, what?
Well, for the last few months before we got together again as a group, Aery and I were working protection for quite a few noble families around the place. I mean, it was easy work, but it was quite nice to just have a little break, you know?
At this, Naladri kind of leans forward. Protection? In what sense? I don't take the two of you for, and forgive me if I overstep, I don't take the two of you for fighters. I would ascribe Natalie to something like that.
Oh, not the only danger that nobles can get into comes from fighting.
Yes, and also we have a particular set of skills that is not as physical as, say, Natalie, but often when you work with noble families, they don't want quite an overt
I'm quite familiar with many noble desires and whims. I'm curious what those skills might be. Perhaps some sort of demonstration?
Well, Aery should not demonstrate her skills with nobles.
No, no.
Talking shit.
They are both very accomplished at using magic in many different forms.
Oh, yes, I understand.
Yes, I'm a magic user. Eminence has no idea that could have been interpreted in any other way.
The party produces a teddy bear out of nowhere and makes it levitate and attack the room. No, that's out of character.
We also, not to, speak too highly about ourselves, we can be quite charming, and in many situations that's very helpful to get people out of trouble, perhaps to, distract and let someone get away in a crowd if they're being harassed by, like fans or whatever. So, yeah, we are actually very resourceful and don't get into trouble all the time at all.
Yeah, I can see why that would be a useful skill set to have, especially when there are situations when you don't want guards around to.
Well, exactly. Don't want to create a scene unless you have to.
Yes.
Exactly. We are very discreet.
Yes.
But as you very astutely picked, Natalie is quite the accomplished combatant. Even today, she was able to just overcome some situation that the odds were stacked against her just through sheer perseverance with physical feats.
My God, you should have seen her. It was incredible. Natalie, tell them about it.
Natalie kind of turns and looks at you.
And she's like weighing up in her head like how she can explain this, and she's just
you hit a bell with a hammer.
It's something really hard.
Boy, did she. It was very impressive.
Yeah, it was for a competition, and nobody thought that she could win. It was obviously rigged, and she still did it.
Didn't seem all that hard. I mean, it was heavy, but...
Natalie, the whole point of those carnival things is that you're not supposed to be able to win them.
It was very taken aback that it was overcome.
Oh, they're really shitty people, aren't they?
I mean, yeah.
But we have dealt with combats together, and there's no one I'd rather have in the front lines with me than Natalie.
Naladri kind of gives a warm smile as El Romeo. Yeah, some of the people on the north end of town, they make things very difficult for business and traders, and it is a lot of work. But we make the city run, and we do what we can.
Well, it seems like you do a incredibly good job of it.
You, just to be clear, were you six at all related or near the north side of town at around, I'd say, 2:30?
That we were probably already towards the decanter by that time. The drinks that we're providing this evening, we did take a while selecting them and making sure that we had a good array.
Yeah. Make a deception check. He has
no concept of time. Maybe we're telling the truth.
19.
19? Yeah. I don't know how time can disappear there. It is quite a...
Did something happen as to why you're asking?
No. There was nothing. And you can see that silence is like white knuckle gripping his mug. He's thinking about something that is not making him super happy.
Evil teddies.
That place is quite nice. Is it? How do places like that work? I'm more meant. You go there often? Is it?
Sometimes when I have a weekend or perhaps an old friend is in town, we will spend an afternoon. How does it work in what sense?
I mean, more. Is it leisure, or is it both?
It can be either. I usually get a private room in the back, so sometimes it can be nice to sit on the patio in the sun and watch people go by as you enjoy your afternoon. I treat it as Silence enjoys his coffee. I treat it as a cafe for alcohol, which it's quite nice. I find Lena to have a very good finger on the pulse of how to keep things lively.
Yes, she was certainly very astute when we asked if she knew preferences. She was the one that gave us these recommendations for this evening. So, wonderful woman as well, so hospitable, and we didn't even really need to tell her our preferences, and she knew the kind of drinks we would be wanting.
She is very experienced, from what I gather. She is very nice.
Speaking of drinks, she actually did give us something a little bit special if anyone would like to try some.
Something special?
Yes, I can't remember her exact words, but I think she said it makes a very happy feeling.
She said it tastes like childhood.
Yeah, but like not in the way that you
nostalgia.
I'm sure if you have a good childhood.
Yeah, I see no reason why not. Perhaps this. Yeah, warum nicht?
Wonderful. Anybody else?
Naladra declines. She's probably about 3 glasses in at this point. You guys have been talking for maybe an hour or two, so you can tell that she's very much just taking her time, just coasting through.
Aery will look meaningfully at Silence.
Yeah. Make her a persuasion check on Silence.
Does she get advantage because? Oh, that's maybe I don't even need it.
I have +7.
Oh shit!
Yeah,
25.
Angry scrolling. Is that what's going on?
Yes. Yeah, +7. Sorry, the app is like really annoying.
I think they're still working on the app.
Yeah,
That's really good, but the app is a pain in the ass.
I think the mobile web page is pretty good.
+7, so 25.
25? Yeah, okay. He hesitates before 1, he says.
Exciting!
Now, she did say that it pairs very nicely with anything, so I can mix it straight. Would you potentially like a filter coffee or something with that Silence? And I can do a schnapps.
I think I'll do one of what Silence is having. I think that seems good. It's very dark over there, yeah? I feel something. I need something bitter.
Yes, okay, I can do it in a nice pour of a filter or something like that. And she'll look towards...
Two of what he's drinking.
So Bryn will look towards Silence, like at the offer of like black coffee with it stirred into.
Or maybe if you would like a mocha, and I can mix some of the dark chocolate into it.
That.
Okay, so Bryn will like make a black coffee and then like stir dark chocolate into it as well. And
so it's sort of like...
one of those. But I don't want the brain juice.
And she'll let Aery, knowing that Aery probably wants to do the honors of pouring this liquor into it. Well,
Yeah.
So you set the two of them onto the table and just...
Is anyone in the group having anything? Aery will have a drink as well.
Aery, why don't you have... It's 3 servings. Why don't you have the last serve of it?
Oh, are you sure? You've been working
for it. No, I like being a hostess. I really do enjoy entertaining, so I'm having a great time.
Okay, I'll have it. Does anyone else want a drink though?
I'll have one. I'll have a mocha as well, but don't worry about the special one. You have that serve. I'll just have a normal mocha, please.
Can I get anyone else a tea or coffee? Naladria, would you like a non-alcoholic tea or coffee?
No, thank you.
Okay. And then anyone that's like asked for special things, Bryn will like put in front of them.
Yep. Okay, so you pour drinks for everyone. You get the special drinks ready. Everyone gets ready and takes their drinks. Aery, can I get a Constitution saving throw?
With +3 extra low.
8.
Total?
With your con and plus the +3?
We just check in. 9, 10, 12.
12, okay. You watch as El Romior drinks it and oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's very good. Wow. I can see why they call it special. Wow.
Yeah, that's
That's
really
very good.
very good. Oh my god.
Yeah. And he kind of looks over at Silence, who's finished taking his, and Silence kind of puts it down on the table, and he just kind of seems to be lost for a moment. Fuck.
What to tell you?
We did it.
So Aery, you also are now drunk as a result of your special drink. What nostalgic scene plays before your eyes? Just a brief flicker.
Lovely.
Describe to me the nostalgic scene that you see.
Probably it would be like in a high sort of like tower, like in an open sort of apartment, and he would just be having tea with an older woman, maybe about 65, and they would just be sitting together in the sun drinking tea.
Oh, that sounds nice. And now you're drunk. You can see El Romior is kind of surprised. Yeah, good. I mean, it was unique, but it wasn't outstanding. And Silence, did you get the same drink?
Yes, I believe Aery was quite accurate at pouring an equal shot in everyone's glass.
Fuck.
You're right.
Doesn't really say much.
It just says fuck over and over and over again.
Oh god, it's Henry Cavill.
But
At this point,
The most pleasant moment. It was like a weird like a flashback. It just brought such a nice memory. It was so good.
yeah.
Did you have a nice memory too?
Did everyone see something?
Yeah.
What was your memory?
Mine? Or
I was
silence?
silence. What was your memory?
First coffee I ever had.
That is an excellent memory to have. I remember the first cup of coffee I had.
As you guys are kind of sitting there having this conversation, Naladri kind of leans over to Natalie and just very quietly in her ear is like, "This is gonna be good."
Yeah, she just like. Oogie goo.
Yeah.
Sorry, what did you say? We missed that.
Oh, whispered to me. It's a bad luck. No.
Hey!
Hey, pass the pudding.
Oh, yes, of course.
Bryn will get it. Oh,
yeah. Bryn reaches for it and Eminence like dives.
Sure.
Bryn will
Okay.
then just like,
Don't forget to offer the chocolate.
Oh, yeah. There's also, would you like some more of the chocolates?
He's like, look. Are you holding on the bowl, or are you like giving him the bowl?
I'll give him the bowl and I'm reaching for the little thing of chocolate.
Cool. As you're like reaching for the thing of chocolate, you glance back and you can see that his like fingers are scooped into the pudding, and he's like,
Oh,
mm-hmm,
I'll give you the chocolate.
mm-hmm.
Love and appreciation.
Ariel
And
just
just
like laugh hysterically.
takes like a piece and just like, is
While
anyone else hungry?
Yes,
Oh my god,
the food was very good.
that's how you eat a pudding!
Sherry, he's a guest. It's fine.
He takes he looks at his hand. Oh no.
As this is transpiring, because it didn't seem to hit Romeo as much, Bryn's going to say,
Oh, I did see that you had quite the piqued interest with the reaction of my lute when Eredan tried to play it.
and will offer, like, did you want to have a look at it? Kind of like pull him away from the table, like.
Yeah, that would be very nice. Magical items are very interesting.
So I'm not really good at magic. I didn't realize, like, it's mine. I'm kind of, it likes me the best, and I didn't think that would mean that someone else playing it could, I don't know, maybe it could have killed him.
And then she's like going to just like kind of go over and have a conversation with him.
And she pulls him away. You managed to pull him away over to the side. He explains that he's not a magic user himself. He like has
she's
worked
she's like, oh, you seemed interested. Did you want to have a closer look? Kind of thing. Yeah, is her thing to.
He basically has worked super hard to learn like basic cantrips to make his life easier, but he doesn't have the talent. He doesn't have the connection to the weave of like a sorcerer or warlock or anything like that. You get the sense that he's just like a professor at a university kind of fellow. Yeah, so that leaves Naladri at the table and Silence, who kind of puts the bowl back down, and you can see he picks up the spoon and is like, he's not even bothering to put it on the plate. He's still just like with the spoon, just doing mouthfuls of the pudding. Really good.
Disgusting.
Really good.
So, and Eminence will be kind of like glancing around at the other table members, like, help. I don't think you mentioned how long you worked for the king, Silence.
Oh, which one?
You've been here that long?
Yup. Fuck.
How long have you been here? Just answer the question. Why are you so bad at that?
And he got a natural one on his con save.
No.
He turns around and you guys see just a torrent of pudding and soup and chocolate liqueur and whatever else he had earlier in the day just spatter onto the floor. Yeah, it is not a pretty mess. And immediately you see I just love the fact that Eminence is sitting next to this. You see almost immediately Naladri just starts cackling, laughing. El Romeo just quickly spins around. Oh yeah, that is not good. Before he finally finishes and stops, and I should go.
So I'm just gonna prestidigitate the shit out of that.
Yeah.
Eminence has an expression on her face like a child at Disneyland who has just seen Mickey Mouse take his head off.
Oh boy.
I wasn't expecting that, to be 100% honest.
Yeah.
That was so wild. Why would you do that? We're the nice, it's so embarrassing.
Brynjael, if you might want to use some of those here.
Now is probably the time. And will you be heading off as well on Naladri and El Romeo?
I think if he is going, then perhaps we should go as well. And the Naladri is just laughing. Just constantly laughing.
Well, seeing as we're looking at the excellent time to give a display of what it can do, and Bryn will use like one of the charges of it to cure poison on Silence.
So you cast Protection of Poison on Silence, and he's like kind of slouched over a little bit, and then you can see like a shiver goes down his spine. Stands up straight, leans over and picks up the napkin off the table and just sets it down, looks at El Romeor and just nods at Naladri and nods and looks at the rest of you before walking towards the door, and then he stops and turns around and looks back. This doesn't leave this room.
Oriana's just going to basically piss herself laughing.
Yeah, very true.
This is why we got the private.
Very shocked, like shell-shocked way.
Well, thank you so much for joining us for dinner. And yes, Romeo, in terms of my magics, and she'll touch Elroni on the shoulder as well, and 5 points of lay on hand secure poison.
He kind of like shivers a little bit and God, that is
definitely what I can do. So for Silent, it was the load, and then that's what I can do as well. I know, I'm sorry, it's a little bit like whiplash going from drunk to sober, but you will not have a hangover in the morning.
Yeah, this is very good. Thank you. This has been very nice.
Thank you so much for the maps and all the information.
Of course.
We certainly do our best, and we won't disappoint Silence with heading into the forest tomorrow.
Yeah. That was very good. Sorry, I'm still just a little... Such a weird sensation.
It is, I know, I'm sorry. It removes the alcohol, but I can't make it a more gentle process than that.
Thank you very much. This has been very nice. I appreciate it quite a lot, and I would love to, if any of you are interested, getting perhaps another drink another time, not tonight. And you can see Silence just like shoots him a look. Another time, maybe perhaps lunch. Maybe we can do tea or something when you're back in time.
Oh yes, when we're back.
So nice. So is Silence still in the room?
Yes.
He's waiting in the doorway.
Yeah.
Can Aery just say like quietly to her, like, why did you lie to us? You said that guy was fun when he that was the worst thing I've ever seen.
You're saying this to El Romeo?
Yeah, like kind of quietly.
He kind of like leans in a little bit. Are you kidding? That was fucking hilarious. I will not, be able to live this down.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I have to sleep in here tonight.
I think I kind of forgot about that. I can pay for another room.
No, you can have my room. I'm really not fazed by it.
Yeah.
Anyone want to go dancing? I really feel like I want to dance.
We can go dancing. Let's see our guests off first, and then we can sort out dancing.
Yeah.
So just
at this point, go ahead.
I walk over to Silence and I just say to him, look, don't worry too much. Don't feel too bad. Just this never happened. No one will spread your secret anywhere. Try not to be too embarrassing.
I'm trying to remember this for the rest of my life.
As you're saying that to him, at first he like doesn't sort of like acknowledge you walking up and talking to him until you're like, don't worry, no one's gonna say this. His eyes just slowly turn as he looks at you with a look of absolute certainty of like, I know no one's gonna talk about this ever.
Nalatria, would you like to have the alcohol alleviated, or are you feeling fine and you want to, ride the vibe?
I'm doing just fine. Unlike these two, I can handle my liquor.
Bryn will kind of elbow her because Bryn the same, just like, we know what's up. We can handle it.
Yeah, at that, Naladri kind of stands up, puts it around. It has been a pleasure. Natalie, I enjoyed our conversation very much. And to the rest of you, I look forward to seeing your work in the future.
Imagine that Natalie does bows because she's not really in a dress. Some are just kind of like.
you can see like Naladri like observes it and then consciously doesn't respond, and she just gives you a soft smile before heading over towards the door.
Now we did get this extra bottle of the coffee rum that was intended as a gift, thanking you coming for the evening.
Silence stops and like turns his head back to listen, like just out of politeness to the people that he's walking out of the room of. And as you say, like the coffee rum, he just turns and just continues out of the room. And El Romeor kind of stops and yeah.
And she'll give it, give it to El Romeor.
And he heads out before Naladri at the door gives a nod to each of you before finally closing the door behind you.
I think that went really well.
Oh, do you mean that guy sucked?
We learned like nothing.
I love the paperwork. We didn't even discuss business. Look at all the maps and all the information.
And Bryn's going to go over and start like flicking through like all the paperwork that El Romeor left for us.
Yeah, so it's
China.
Yeah, it's crude and quick replicas of what he tried to explain to you earlier in the day, along with maps and diagrams so he's not allowed to give you the actual diagrams, so these are just like rough drawings, basically. Yeah, I think as you guys are sort of looking at that, I think that's where we'll end this section. With the absurdity.
Oh, that was exactly how I wanted it to go.
Oh,
that was incredible.
I'll say, as those guys all gather around the maps, Eminence is just going to stand up, leave the room, and say, "I'm going to bed. I've had a very strange day," and she'll see herself out.
Yeah, and the door closes on that episode. Thanks for playing, everyone. So we started off with framing carnies for demonic possession.
Yes.
Then we took a detour in getting drunk. Then we got somebody else drunk.
I did not expect it to go that way at all.
That's not how I
think half the problem was, we took 1 week off and it meant that we hadn't played in a month.